The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
I see how it is now. Last week, I demanded that you people set me up with a officially licensed Texas Chainsaw Massacre pinball game, and I still have yet to hear anything from any of the listeners or from the manufacturer itself claiming that I was going to receive one of these things. Well, I know how it is. You know, I could be a bastard too. So I'm not going to tell you that on Netflix that uh, Squid Game, the challenge, is awesome. And even though it doesn't have any violence in it, it's set up like a reality TV game show. I'm not going to tell you any of that. And I'm not going to tell you either that it's that because of the lack of violence, the show itself is much more entertaining. There's a lot more feeling involved. It's gritty and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. I'm not going to tell you any of that either. So fuck you. Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome to episode 594 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and is recorded in front of an undead studio audience at Castle Wolfenstein, also the Lair of Lost Swag within the Raven Chateau and Casa de -0. Looks like there's is that a new lamp or is that a new angle? I can't really tell, but well, look at that.
Oh.
Did the lamp say Fragile on it when you got it?
Yes, I even felt it up just to make sure.
Not down, just up?
Some sort of a perv.
Yes, actually, yes.
I'll put it over here so all the attention can be taken away from the lamp and onto me.
Oh,
Well, that's the way that we want it. That's the way that some listeners like it too, MZ. Not naming names.
just one.
One in particular. Just one.
One is better than none.
Well, that is true.
True.
That is very true. All right, so 594 December double feature Cram Jam rolls on like this. Woo, goes across the screen and all that rolls on. And
Chicka, 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 choo, choo.
and we're doing two films again this week. Those two films are The Sacrifice Game, which is the latest film from director Jen Wexler. I would say Ms. Wexler had put out a pretty fantastic film last time with The Ranger. I know we really dug that. We talked about that a lot. And we actually, if I'm not mistaken, didn't we cover it twice? I think we we saw it play at a festival at the Skip Shea. Not the Skip. I'm sorry, the Shauna Shea Film Festival put on by Skip Shea, and then, if I'm not mistaken, we also did a proper review because we did sort of a preview of it. If I'm not mistaken, am I mistaken? I keep using that word.
You're not mistaken. I don't think you are, but yeah, because we went to go see the film at the festival. And then we bolted to the old second Castle Wolfenstein.
Oh, yeah.
To do it. Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Were you there?
He was there.
Yeah, because I remember that we had like next to no time.
I had
Right.
a recollection of this.
Yeah, that's right. Because I think we even delayed the show. I think we said we would be late. Oh, I forgot to change. I forgot to
It
change
was
the
pre-pandemic, so I had taken the shop off, and we had gone there.
Yeah.
We met for dinner. Went to Uno's, actually, oddly enough.
Hey, can you believe it? We went to Uno's. Don't say that
The
too
last
loudly.
time.
There's some people like Evil Corny doesn't want to hear about that.
Yeah, earmuffs corny.
I forgot to change the Chiron. Jeez. Did everything but that. So while I change the Chiron, Raven Chat, I don't know, just tell us about your day. What'd you do? Did you lie to anybody today? A doctor or dentist or a radiologist or eye doctor, anything?
I did go to my eye doctor today, but I gotta say though, I was on break. This is a fucking legit shoot. I'm on break, you know, I'm on the Facebook, and you know how you see like, you know, people you may know or new to Facebook, and one face I see is old Papa Raven Shadow
What?
with no photo on it, but it's clearly Papa Raven Shadow. So I went to click on it and I saw some other there's not many Raven Shadows out there, I assure you, and for good reason. But I saw some other ones I know on his side of the family, and I gotta play the fucking text, not play the text, read the text. So I'm like, "Are you on Facebook?" This is at 10:05 in the morning, and then he goes, "At the Toys for Tots, they put me on so I could see what's happening with the toys for the kids and teens. When I seen what it's about, now all capitals, I said, take it off. I'll be at the toys tomorrow and make sure it's off." So I wrote back, I'm like, I was surprised to see you were recently added.
Oh, God.
And then later on, I read, I just came back from Verizon and asked, please make sure that I was
Holy
off.
shit. Take me off. Go to Verizon. Take me off the Facebook. Take me off the Facebook. Goes
Get
to like
me off this book.
goes
What
to the
fuck?
Apple store, goes to Verizon, goes to fucking Best Buy. I gotta get off of this fucking thing. I don't know how your dad sounds, but I imagine it's like that.
Now I can see where the technological wizardry in the family.
Wow.
Don't fall from the tree.
Jesus.
But I thought it was so funny that like he got on Facebook like I got on Facebook. Like Wolfie took my phone. He's like, "Want to be on Facebook?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Well, you're on Facebook now. What's your password?" I'm like, "Ah, fuck."
Oh God.
But I'm
Unbelievable.
fascinated. I love once I found out what it was all about.
What did he think it was all about? Like what? Like
I'm fascinated. That will be a conversation December 24th, I'll tell you that much. We're gonna get into. Oh shit.
Yeah, I got the rest of this story. There's got to be some sort of conclusion to this that's satisfactory to everybody.
yeah.
Well, he does for the vets. They do the Toys for Tots every year. You know, the Vietnam Vets for the Community. You know, which they do. They contribute to schools and shit like that, and it's all out of the vets, you know, pocket and donations. So I think they were trying to like glue them in to what's going on, but old Al Raven Shadow didn't want that.
Alan Shadow.
Alan Shadow.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree whatsoever.
But he's probably in the Apple store with his fucking Verizon phone. Take it off.
Yeah, take it off.
I got medical problems. Get this fucking off my phone.
Jesus Christ. All right, well, I think I got the Chiron all set here. Yeah, because we're on episode 594, not 593 anymore. So, cool, we got that. What else? So, it is, we're mid-December now. Oh, this would be a good thing to bring up because we have a lot of planning still to do, but we have a big crossover event coming up, and that crossover event will be on Friday, December 22nd at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I should ask you what PST meant, Raven Shadow, but I think it's too late now, and I want to get through this segment in the next 2 hours, so... but yeah, looking forward to hanging out with the Zombie Girls. We got some stuff percolating. MZ's got some ideas about how to do something crazy. I don't know if we're gonna do it, if we'll have enough people and or technical resources, I guess I'll say. But I kind of want to try it. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to mention just in case it doesn't happen. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, But we got something kind of cool in the works if it happens. Otherwise, we have some other backup plans, some other ideas, and it's always just a blast to hang out with the Zombie Girls. So regardless, it will be fun, and we'll be doing that live as always, as we always do. It'll be the Krampusnacht crossover event of the season, party for the naughty, call it what you will, December 22nd, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live right here on trickortreatradio.com. Or you can go to YouTube. We're on there. Who knows? Maybe I'm feeling a little fucking froggy. Maybe we'll do it on Twitch too. What the fuck, Raven Channel, Do you want to be on Twitch?
I got a Twitch, I got a scratch, baby.
Come
on,
Twitch of the death nerve over there.
Oh, yeah. That's sexy.
So can't wait. Always love hanging out with the Zombie Girls, and I actually don't know. I don't know if we have the full roster this time. We might. I
hope so, but it's like any team. Like they're a great team, and any members of the roster are main event. I hope we can get all of them. But
yeah, we'll see. And if let's see, I don't know. I'm not going to mention the idea because I think people get their hopes up, and I don't want to set any expectations that we can't hit. So
it's true.
Aim low, you'll never miss, right, Raven Shadow?
It's true. Well, I mean, you always hit the ground, I guess.
What was the Wayne Gretzky thing? You miss all the shots you don't take, or you
miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's right. Okay. How do you know a Wayne Gretzky quote?
He's the greatest hockey player of all time. And Bergeron was pretty good. But no,
he's not even. I mean, he was a good Boston Bruin, but he's not even in the fucking conversation for best of all time.
Oh no, for sure. No, he's the GOAT of. I fucking hate saying the GOAT too, but
you should just start saying that. He's the.
Yeah, he's the.
It's a little bit more fun, right?
Yeah. Like, what's wrong with that guy at the fucking party? Yeah, the guy by the fucking punch bowl. He's freaking people out.
How do you spell? Like, is there a way to spell that?
A's and H's.
Yeah, but it I don't know.
Where's the translator? Let's see what happens then.
Oh yeah, is that on right now? Let's see. Let me look on Facebook. Do we have? Because Facebook does it auto generates it. And I'm not seeing it right now though, so I don't know. All right. Oh, you had mentioned we had got a comment from somebody on YouTube. I still haven't checked that out yet.
Yep. If you go in the comments section.
The comment section. Okay, so we got. This is from Shackleford77, and Shackleford says, I'm super happy you guys like the Onyx movie. I backed the Kickstarter and watched all the weekly live streams for like a year and a half, 2 years, so I know I'm biased. You should hit up Bowser for an interview. He might even bring Olivia. All right. Well, thanks, Shackleford. I don't know if Shackleford is a normal viewer of the show. I don't recognize the name. Doesn't mean, that doesn't mean anything. Because I usually only remember the people who comment on the videos and comment on live shows. But either way, whether Shackleford is a regular listener of the show or not, maybe he was just looking for Onyx stuff. But we appreciate that, Shackleford, and I think it's a good idea. I actually would like to talk to Andrew Bowser. It's tough in December because of the cram jam,
right?
The cram jam, but maybe in January we can try to set up some things. January's usually a little, it's a nice recovery month. So
yeah.
So
start of the year, nothing serious yet. Sure.
Yeah. We can see like how quickly Raven Shadow breaks his resolutions. That's always fun.
It's true.
Yeah.
True.
I don't want to get too deep into resolutions, but are you planning on any, Raven Shadow?
Not really. But no, I mean, I will be getting my surgery in January. My new ocular implants.
Are they actual implants?
I think so. I think they put like a film
You
like
you
over.
think so?
I think so.
You don't know. You're getting a procedure and you have no idea what it entails.
I trust Dr. Bling. I saw her today, actually.
Dr. Bling.
Yeah. She'll be in a new practice. But yeah, no, I'm gonna have like enhancements.
So you're not going to be wearing those glasses anymore.
No, I'm wearing my sunglasses because they look fucking cool, man. But
Ocular
can, like,
implants.
but I can pick my like levels. I can pick to like have like the what they put on there so I could see up close without glasses and just need glasses for like far away, or I could do glasses for up close and not see far away. So it's kind of like I could pick my my sight options.
Nice. It's a better look for you to keep the glasses on anyway.
Yeah, as much as I can hide my face, the better. People seem to like that.
Oh, you got a full beard too. I mean, and a cigarette hanging out of your mouth 25 hours a day. But you
25.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, you do look a little odd without the glasses. You got these little beady eyes.
Jeez, little beady
He's got-
eyes.
He's got the beadiest little eyes, almost like Patrick Swayze. He's got these beady little eyes.
Like
Sure,
Patrick Swayze?
Yeah.
He's got beady eyes.
Beady little eyes like Patrick Swayze. Show everybody your beady little eyes.
Beady
Listen,
little
don't-
eyes. What the fuck? That sounds like sounds like you're patronizing him.
Yeah, I mean, like, first of all, to be compared to Patrick Swayze on any level,
That's
take.
pretty cool, yeah.
And listen, don't eye shame me, fucking Jake the Cake Roberts. All right?
Jake the Cake Fart Roberts.
Yeah, Jake the Cake Fart Roberts. No, I do. I got like, I got a little, almost like Richard Gere. I was told I had Richard Gere eyes many years ago. I was
Does
in
he
an
like
elevator
squint a
with
little
him.
bit? Is that what you like?
Yeah,
So like smolder, right? You got that smolder?
yeah. I have beady eyes. No, fuck you. I have.
You just said it. Timestamp.
Him as his fucking cigarettes.
Timestamp. Oh,
Damn
man.
it.
He tricked
Yeah.
you. Yeah, the whole thing was just to trick you.
It was. I won't fall for your sorceress ways anymore, fucking Lord Zero.
Lord Zero. Oh, Jesus.
Although I was at the annual holiday event at the work job,
The
and there's
work
been a lot of
job, huh?
people, I hadn't seen in years. So a lot of folks were surprised I'd cut my hair.
Yeah,
and the
you
woman
really
was
shouldn't
like-
have done that. I mean,
I know. I got to grow up back.
kind of a mistake,
Um,
if you ask me.
So she's like, "Oh yeah, you look really good. You look really good." And I'm like,
You
"Yeah,
look
well, I'm also
really
too a lot more
good."
attractive with the mask on because I still wore a mask." And she's like, "Yeah, you are." And I'm like, "Oh, huh, thanks."
Yeah.
Which is kind of my go-to joke, like, "Yeah, I'm a lot more attractive in the pandemic," but they're like, "Yeah."
Was it one of those? You look really good. Was it one of
Yeah, yeah.
those?
He speaks so well since the accident. I told Marion that, and she said, "Well, maybe they didn't. She didn't hear you and just nodded." And I said, "Okay, maybe." But you had to be there.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just weren't there and we missed out.
That was great. Open bar, bro.
That must have been interesting. I hope you weren't driving.
Eventually.
No, come on, really?
No. I said I had 3 beers.
You still shouldn't be driving.
Well, there's no other way to get my car back to the house.
Have someone else drive, or
No,
get a
that's
ride.
Sam Kinison joke. No. It was fine. I was fine. I'm here.
You can't be drinking and driving, dude. That's not safe.
Yeah.
It's not. It's 3 beers. It's not drinking and driving.
Yes, it is. That's probably above the legal limit.
I'm 6'3".
Oh,
So?
3 beers out above the legal limit.
Oh, what's the legal limit? I don't fucking know.
It all depends on what you're drinking. It all depends on what you're drinking. Some alcohol has more alcohol than others. Like beer has a variance of alcohol content, while hard liquor has a much higher percentage of pure grain alcohol.
All right.
So
I found an estimate online, okay? General estimate, a 180-pound man, which Raven Shadow is like 120 pounds, soaking wet.
with 2 bricks in his pocket.
Yeah, and a Yugo on his back. A 180-pound man may be able to drink 3.5 regular 12-ounce beers in 1 hour and keep his blood alcohol concentration under the legal limit of 0.08. Similarly, a 140-pound woman may be able to consume 2.5 regular beers in an hour and maintain a BAC of less than the legal limit. So I think Raven Shadow, I think you're closer to a 140-pound woman. I mean, no offense. I'm just using this.
5 years.
What's that, MZ?
I've been saying that for 25
So without weight shaming you, Raven Shadow, are you closer to a 140-pound woman or a 180-pound man in this situation here?
All right. First of all,
we don't need to know the weight. You don't have to divulge.
I'm not, but no, I think if I wear my leather and my boots, I'm a lot heavier, so that adds to my weight.
Yeah, but your alcohol.
Well, we're talking. Yeah, I don't think your blood alcohol will change based on what you're wearing.
Why? I'm heavier.
Wait, if you're cooler,
you could wear a suit and it wouldn't matter.
If you look cooler, then it changes. What the fuck?
But you guys know my leather. It's heavy, right? I get a lot of people say it's heavy.
Raven Shadow, how much do you weigh? Legitimately, how much do you
No,
weigh?
he doesn't have to tell us.
Know.
Is it closer to a 140-pound woman or is it closer to a 180-pound man? You have to have an understanding.
I think it's time to break the glass ceiling about weight, and I think it's all should be the same. But I'm probably close to the 140-pound woman. Yeah, fine.
Okay, that's what I thought.
All right, fine. Whatever. Fine.
So 2.5 beers in 1 hour to maintain. You had 3.
Yeah.
Were they within an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, more or less. Okay, so
one was in a cup though.
Please, look who you're talking to.
And were they 12-ounce beers? Beers?
12-ounce beers.
12-ounce beers.
They were bottle size.
So what is that? I don't know. Like, is that 12 ounces?
Bottle is what? 16 ounces?
Is that 16? Oh God! Look at this. He's gonna put it right up to his fucking face. You need those ocular implants.
Yet.
I know.
Look at his eyes. Look how small it is.
He's got beady little eyes when he does that.
I was talking about you guys at my appointment, and they fucking didn't like the words you say, by the way, too.
I'll give you props, Raven Shadow. At least you're drinking better beer.
Thank you. 12 fluid ounces.
Okay, so it's 12. Okay.
Yeah, 5% alcohol. That's like a fucking Sprite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sprite.
You it is.
Yeah.
Takes you 80 beers to get drunk.
See?
So many experts believe that it takes about 3 drinks, 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a shot of liquor, so those are all equal, taken within an hour for a 100-pound person to reach 0.08%. So you would have been close, if not there.
Yeah. Close is good.
Close. What is this? Horseshoes and horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah, that's what I thought I would say. Close only counts as horseshoes and hand grenades. And he was in World War II, so he knows. But yeah, no, I had lunch. Okay.
All right.
So,
a couple.
wear my leather jacket and my boots. That adds about 10 pounds, right?
Yeah, so I could have 2 more before I drove home.
Yeah, but if he eats,
Then he adds more weight.
Yeah.
that puts up the alcohol. I mean,
Mm.
so he's got that to contend with. That's a
So at least I got
possibility.
that going for me.
Yeah. But no, I have a very fast metabolism. I'm like fucking Wally West. I process things.
Jesus.
You know.
Well, clearly you weigh 120 fucking pounds.
See?
Well,
As
you're
I still-
like 80% beer and Uncrustables.
Fueled by beer and Uncrustables.
No, I had my 25th year anniversary, and I still have some of the same clothes I wore fucking 25 years ago. Shit, I have the same. I can fit in the clothes I wore from high school.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
I can believe it. Not too many people could say that, like legitimately.
See? I just got more facial hair. But seriously, be safe, everybody. You know.
Yeah, but
Smart.
not you. You're exempt.
Yeah. I have a card.
Everyone out there, be safe, except me. I'm cool. I'm not. Hey, I'm sitting right here, aren't I?
Knock on wood. But no,
Look.
I'm
All right. Well, I actually found out how many zombie girls would be there. I just found out.
nice.
4.
That's a fucking party.
It is a
So
party. There's
4.
3 of us. So when we could call in some. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But all right. So did I say what we're doing? Oh, I did say Jen Wexler and Sacrifice Game, but the other film that we'll be discussing on the show for December Double Feature Cram Jam is Visitors Complete Edition from director Kenichi Ugana. It looks like Ugana, but I don't think that's how you pronounce it in Japanese. I think it's Ugana. So if someone wants to correct my Japanese pronunciation, please feel free. But
Should we call Corando?
that's a good idea. Just get him on the horn.
I'm gonna text him right now.
All right, let me see here. Who we got in the chat? Who we got? Creepy Girl. Hey guys. Corny. Hey guys. Hey Creepy Girl. And then D Rook says, I come on to visit, and 2 seconds in, and you guys are bickering like the Ninja Turtles. And Evil Corny says, Raven Shadow, is sight beyond sight an option, or we still need the Sword of Omens?
We're working out the details.
What is the Sword of Omens?
It's from Thundercats. It was Lion-O's
Oh.
sword where he would.
Holy shit! I can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah, dude. He'd put it up to his fucking face because maybe Lion-O had some fucking medical problems too. And he would do that. It would come out.
No, Lionel
and he would
did not.
shine-
Oh,
he would shine the giant
I
laser light so all the cats would come at it.
I see. I'm not calling him out, but Corny spelled it wrong. That's what threw me off.
Wow.
Well, I thought it was omens. It's omens. That might have.
The sword of oh man.
Let's see your O face when you pick up the sword of omens.
I had a thing for Chitara, man, and I'm pretty sure Corny did too.
Wow, you guys must commiserate about your fantasies often.
Dude, we had a good call last week. It was nice.
I don't even want to fucking know. I don't want to know. Oh God.
Speaking of Corny, he had fucking bullets raining down on him last week. What the fuck, huh? You hear about that?
No.
Oh yeah, I saw the pictures. Yeah, crazy
Yeah.
shit.
He had a bullet come through his house.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
Bullet?
Yeah, there's cats. Apparently, it's a thing in Alabama where cats will like shoot fucking bullets up in the air, like woo!
Oh,
and fucking
that's just not in Alabama. I mean,
Bosnia, probably. I'm not sure.
oh shit. What the hell? I changed the Chiron and it reverted? What's going on here? Oh, I didn't finish. Okay. That's weird. I started to and then it didn't update. Corny just mentioned that the Chiron was wrong. I started to update it, and then for some reason, I guess it didn't take. So,
Well, I don't blame Corny for figuring that out quick, because when you got a bullet coming through your house, man, you start to notice things a little bit quicker.
that's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, for
least-
sure. Yeah.
At least he's safe. He wasn't hurt. That's the important thing.
Yeah, that's. I can't even imagine. That's fucking scary shit, man.
But yeah, it came through his roof into his fucking spare bedroom. I'm like, what the fuck, dog? That's fucking bullshit.
I just think of like, oh shit, what was that? The cartoon.
Young Guns.
No, cartoon. Yosemite
Yosemite
Sam. Yeah, think of Yosemite Sam.
The Pecos. I'm the roughest, rootinest, tootinest, fucking horniest, corniest, and the fucking Pecos.
Horniest, corniest.
But no, on behalf of all the podcast brothers, I'm glad you're safe, Corny, and I'm glad your roof got patched up, brother.
You know what? I don't really go on Facebook very much anymore. Like, I just post stuff for the podcast. Like I actually looked, and I was like, when was the last time I actually posted an update or something? And it was like literally like 4 years ago or 3 years ago or something like that. Oh no, 2 years ago I think it was. I don't know. Like it's kind of all set with it. Like your dad was right, Raven Shadow.
Yeah, right. Did you go to Verizon to say take it off your phone?
No, I still have it on my phone. I actually have all notifications removed because I just don't even like. I don't know. It just sends me these fucking notifications I don't even give a fuck about. It's like so just posted. I don't care. I don't care. My life will move on. I don't need to look. So
here's my
no
salad
offense
sandwich.
Yeah, no offense to anybody who maybe
Sure.
realize I'm not really interacting very much there. Even in the group, I just I'll go on now and then just to check the group. That's really all I do is for the Facebook group for the show. But yeah, I don't know. It's not one of those like holier than thou like, oh, I don't need Facebook. I just don't really see the point anymore for me. For other people, like no qualms about anyone doing what they got to do. It's just
Sure.
something, I get too much to do as it is. I don't need to, because sometimes I'll just like doom scroll, right, and just fucking like keep scrolling. I'll be like, I literally don't care, like, because it's almost all ads now, anyways. I get
Sure.
every like 3 fucking posts is like sponsored, and then I start all of a sudden now I'm getting like these others from like pages and groups and stuff that I don't even follow and I don't care about. And I'm like, why am I even seeing this shit? It's just I'm not going to bother curating my fucking feed. Like I'm just done. That's it.
Yep.
So I don't know, just unsolicited bullshit on my part right there. So so we're doing The Sacrifice Game, which I didn't realize is actually kind of a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't know ahead of time, but yeah, another Christmas movie, and also Visitors Complete Edition. They're both streaming on, Visitors is on Screambox and Sacrifice Game is on Shudder. So we'll be talking about those shortly. But yeah, can't wait for the team up with the Zombie Girls. Going to be a blast. I hope you guys can show up. We actually, depending on which idea we go with here, we might need audience participation live. We might actually need live participation. So make your plans. Make your plans now to show up on Friday, December 22nd, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. PST. And we may need some assistance. We will let folks know about that if that happens, so people can
Pacific
prepare.
Standard Time.
Well, yes. I mean, I've said it like 3 times. So
Yeah, but I didn't hear it those times.
yes, you
I
did.
was on Facebook.
try to get your dad.
Yeah.
Get it off.
Maybe you're not good with technical stuff, Wolfie, but I was on Facebook. Oh shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, who's the one that's good with technical stuff?
All right. I keep
Was that
turning
Corny?
on the Jericho reel I was looking
Oh,
at
I
earlier
thought that was
today.
Corny's voice at first. I couldn't hear.
No, it's Chris Jericho.
All right, I got the Chirons fixed. Finally, thanks, Corny. Let me see here. What else we got? Evil Corny says, I'm good. Just been working and dodging bullets.
It's true for real. He's like Pootie Tang with the ponytail.
D-Rook says, "Pff, ha ha, Uncrustables." That was about 10 minutes ago. So. It was you're fueled by nicotine and Uncrustables. Is that what the thing was?
D-Rook is such a brother.
He is a brother. And Evil Corny says Chitara was hot.
See?
Oh, he says I wasn't at home and discovered it Monday night. Holy fuck. I don't know if it's scarier that it happened when he wasn't home or if he was home. Like, I don't know. Probably better that he wasn't home.
That's fucked up, though, right?
It's really fucked up. Really fucked up.
Like, and I felt so bad. I did talk to Corny the other night. We chatted for a little bit. It was Monday. I forget what day it is. But he gave me the 411, and yeah, no, it's fucked up, and yeah, it's to come in like
Yosemite Sam.
yeah. A rootin' tootis, rooty tooty, fresh and fruitiest fucking Blair. Don't shoot fucking shit up in the air. Although I did remind me of the time when I was at a party and my buddy R and Aries were in the backyard and there was a arrow catching contest that was going on. We would shoot arrows up in the air.
No. With a fucking bow?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That is fucking.
They might try to nerf it up.
That is dumb.
I think it was nerfed up. I think it might have been like Green Arrow, like to have
like a punching bag.
Yeah, like a boxing glove.
A boxing glove. I mean, not punching bag. Yeah. That is acceptable.
Yeah, it was the 90s.
Catching arrows.
Yeah, I am pretty sure that it was nerfed up.
Says the guy that says he's okay to drink or drive after 3 drinks.
I wore more because I was wearing my leather jacket, Wolfie.
Jesus. All right. What's going on there, MZ? You in the dark?
Yes.
Is that what
Can
you want?
See me okay?
Yeah. No, I can see you fine. Is that what you want? It seems like someone turned the lights out on you.
Did you pay your bill?
I'm all good. No.
All right, his bill's paid. That's not it, folks. He paid his light bill. The payment has cleared.
The first payment is cleared.
The first payment is away. Oh shit. Oh wait, hold on.
I want that symbol when I pay bills.
Oh,
like I want my water bill.
It didn't work. Hold on. I tried to do a funny thing and it didn't work. Let me see if this works. Okay, yeah. We have breaking news. It looks like MZ's utility bill has been paid. The payment has cleared. The payment has cleared. I repeat, Michael Ravenshadow, off to you.
Thank you, Johnny. We are here in Sheboygan, Maine right now, and the lights were off briefly, but apparently the hamster wheel got the connection going, and the payment has gone through, so we have lights for at least 2 more days. Sorry, I'm breaking up. It's not full payment, but maybe we'll talk again soon.
This just in. It's not a full payment, but it is a payment plan. It's enough to turn the lights back on. However, he did have to pay a, what do they call it? A turn-on fee or whatever the fuck. All right. Well, that's the news. I mean, we're just here to report the news. So,
Getting close.
What's that, MZ?
That's dynamite broadcast.
Well, I mean, we're just calling as we see it, right down the middle.
Yep.
We report the news.
Fair and balanced.
Fair and balanced.
Raven see little eyes. He's able to see everything.
Fair and balanced in the darkness.
Yep.
All right. What are we doing? Okay, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this shit up because we got 2 movies to talk about, and I don't want to have another 3.5 hour show. So, anyone listening live, I think as of now we do not have any voice messages. Let me just double check that. Don't think we do. So if you're listening live and you want to send in a voice message, if you could, I'd recommend doing it soon, because I'm going to try and time things so that we don't run super late. So if people are able to get them in soon, that would be great. So if you're listening live and you want to get your voice message in, go ahead and send it. podcast@trickortreatradio.com. It can be about either of these films. It can be about any of the films we've done recently. Especially, you know what? I'd love to hear more people chiming in about Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls. It was available to stream for free on YouTube. I think that it might still be streaming free on YouTube right now. Yes, Raven Shadow.
Speaking of Onyx, I was talking to Marion earlier today.
Oh, I thought you were
and she
talking
was
to
watching
Onyx.
it. We're talking Onyx, and she was watching it for the second time, and she actually even ordered the blue. It's because she wanted to hear the commentary.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. I saw someone posted.
I think EF did a post.
Oh, yeah. I saw him. Yeah, it was on social media. I don't think he posted it on. But I'm just looking to get the site here. Let me just see if it's still streaming live. Or free, I mean. Yes, it seems like it is. So if you guys want to see Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls, it is still streaming for free. And I don't know, what is the fucking channel? I guess you could just type in Onyx the Fortuitous and hopefully it would come up from there. The channel it's on is Free Movies by Cineverse. So it doesn't say how long it's going to be streaming, but I think it's like a limited time thing. So I would recommend checking it out soon if you want to see it for free. Otherwise, you can check it out on Screenbox. It's there. So, all right, let's start to wrap this up. So if you guys want to support the show, there are a couple ways you could do that. And the first way and the best way is through Patreon. Head on over to patreon.trickortreatradio.com, and there you can go ahead and join for as little as $2 a month. That's it. $2. How many pesos is that, Raven Shadow? Do you know?
I think 2. Or dos.
Dos? Well, that's not true. So
okay.
$2 would be 34.37 Mexican pesos. So
that's fucking weird, right?
Why is that weird? Do you know how different? You know how currency works?
Not really. I don't. It's
all
like
right.
Here's some paper.
And do you know that it constantly changes too? Right? Like you can't just set a number and then stick to it.
All right, that burns my ass, right?
Why?
Because aren't numbers the one like universal truth?
Yes, but currency is not. Currency changes in value.
But I'm saying,
fucking dumbstruck.
I'm gobsmacked.
So here, let me read this, Raven Shadow. Okay, currency fluctuation. We're gonna learn about it. Okay. Currency fluctuations are a natural outcome of floating exchange rates, which is the norm for most major economies. Numerous factors influence exchange rates, including a country's economic performance, the outlook for inflation, interest rate differentials, capital flows, and so on.
See, I'm already bored. Now, that's still sounds made. It's like the floating rib. It just seems like it's made up to me. I always think that like a European 2 should be the same as like a Cambodian 2 as an American 2.
Why?
Like 2 should be 2, right?
No, this is your theory. I'm not telling you right or wrong.
It's not really a theory. It might be a hypothesis.
Hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse, which is my favorite.
I don't like your part in this.
No, it's stupid. It's all made up bullshit. It's like taxes. I don't know, man. What do I know? I'm not the fucking economy correspondent.
I'm not the Red Cross. I'm not the fucking nurse. I'm not the Red Cross. What is it?
And I'm no nurse.
And I'm no nurse.
Dicks.
You got plenty of fucking noodles over there.
I thought I had that clip. Do I not have it anymore?
So good.
Have the clip. Let's go. Come on. Well, Wolf, you had to open up your big fat yap, asking him about money.
I literally open my big fat yap like 3 hours, 3 to 3.5 hours every fucking week on the show.
Yeah.
You knew where this was going to go when you asked him about money.
Well, I was curious.
What's the exchange rate for space bucks?
That never changes.
Yeah.
$1 million
Got
space
fucking
bucks?
interest rate differentials, floating fucking hypotenuses. What the fuck?
How many, if I have 5 clams, how much is that in space bucks?
Wait, are we talking actual clams or like the slang for dollar?
I think the slang.
Okay, you got 5 clams.
Yep.
Okay, and how many dollars is that?
In space bucks.
In space bucks. I think 5 clams equals about 32 space bucks. How's the exchange rate on that?
I'm not sure.
Just enough to get that flamethrower.
Oh shit! Currency's a funny thing, Raven Shadow.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
How many? No, I'll save MZ. I was gonna do another one, but at least in the dark, I can't see his fucking death stare as well.
Talking about you, Monster Zero.
He can still hear. He can't see what he.
I can relate.
Oh yeah, you know what? He's just aligning with you, Raven Shadow. He wants to see what it's like to live like Michael Raven Shadow. That's why I turned the lights off.
He's fucking patronizing me, Wolfie. You know what he's doing. He's a grown man.
If I want to know what it's like to be Michael Raven Shadow, all I have to do is have the oxygen stop flowing through my brain for about a half a minute.
Oh, it's so much worse than that.
He's Patreonizing you.
Yeah, don't Patreon-izing me. I don't know what that means.
All right, so yes, Patreon. Patreon.trickortreatradio.com. That's the best way to support. 2 pesos. No, $2 a month. That's it. As little as $2. And you know what? If you don't even got that, you can just fucking join for free. Just follow us for free. We'll let you do that. All right, you can do that on Patreon now. Oh, yeah. I was going to mention something else in the intro, but maybe I'll wait. So there's that. And the other ways you can support, head on over to trickortreatradio.com. And there you can, go to, on the front page, scroll down, look for the Amazon logo, click it. You're going to go to Amazon. You're going to buy tons of shit. You got lots of last minute gifts. You got Prime. I mean, it'll get there in 2 days still, maybe if, UPS or fucking Amazon's delivery service doesn't fucking lose it or run it over or some shit. But, you still got time. So go ahead, click our link. Everything you purchase in that session gets attributed to us. It doesn't cost them any extra, though, right, Raven Shadow?
But it's another way to help keep the lights on.
Oh, see, I mixed it up and you didn't catch it. I mixed it up. You didn't catch it. You didn't get it.
Oh, well, hey, let me mix it up a little bit. And don't forget, you got to get your parents' permission before doing
it. Yes.
Wait, what was the question?
He answered it. You're good. And then finally, trickortreatradio.com. You can go ahead, get the greatest hits, Trick or Treat Radio Volumes 1 through 3. Blah, 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 blah. Highlights, lowlights, blah, 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 everything in between. Do that. Yeah, fuck it. Do it. All right. Actually, the thing I'll mention, because I will forget, I watched a couple series this week. I did some binging since I haven't done that in a very long time. I watched.
I could say that
on content, Raven Shadow. I watched. Have you guys seen or heard of the show One Piece?
Oh yeah, based on the anime.
Yeah.
On the Netflix.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
pretty good. I liked it. Piratey kind of deal. So One Piece on Netflix, 8 episodes. Also, I thought it was interesting. One of the characters in it, I can't remember. It was Zoros. I can't remember the actor's name now. But anyways, the actor that plays him, he is Sonny Chiba's son. I had no idea.
So he's son of Chiba.
Son of Sonny Chiba, yes. I thought that was pretty cool because Sonny Chiba's the fucking man. So it's cool to see his son was a swordsman, and did a lot of sword play and fighting. And also, I haven't finished it, but I watched the first 4 or 5 or maybe even 6. I don't even know. Episodes of Sandman. Finally. Did you watch that, Raven Shit? I can't remember.
Yeah, the last one I saw was Her Black Wings.
Whoa,
I think that's a Danzig song.
Just be careful because I don't know if I've seen it, so just don't,
Well, a famous cousin of his
sister, I mean,
sister.
Yep.
Who's
death, right?
Everybody meets eventually.
Yes. Okay. Well, that I wasn't sure if you're giving something away I hadn't seen, but yes, so I did see the episode with death.
Okay, so that was the last one I saw.
Oh,
I'd
okay.
like to.
I'm a little
go
further.
back to it.
I went 1 or 2 further, I think, than that. But
Okay.
what did you think of Johanna Constantine? Johanna Constantine.
That is a character that is actually, I want to say, what's the opposite of descendant?
Antecedent. I don't know. Like like part of his lineage, right? Is his ancestry?
Yeah, it's a relative from the past.
Yeah, because we did. Yeah, okay. I don't know how far you are, but I think we do see a earlier version of her.
So I didn't like. So I was fine with that because it's a character. It was I think she had a Vertigo series early on. I don't like that she took John's complete
gimmick. Yeah, it was pretty much John, right?
Because that's John's gimmick. So I don't mind her being. So that kind of bugged me a little bit. I get why they couldn't use him, but her motivation, that's John's motivation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
no, I got you.
Vague, but Astra is John's thing.
Yep. I get it. I get it. I did really like. I thought Tom Sturridge was awesome as Morpheus.
He's fantastic.
He just like the look. Even though you never hear Sandman's voice, like I feel like his voice was fucking nailed it. It just was. I don't know. Like it's a really cool show, and there's a lot of things I'd like to talk about with it, but I'm just gonna leave it for now because MZ's gonna pull a Corinthian and fucking pull out his own fucking eyes. What did you think of the Corinthian though? I thought he was awesome.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know who that actor is. Boyd Holbrook. I thought he was awesome as the Corinthian.
Yeah. So while there's some things I get what they changed, didn't necessarily love all of it, but overall I'm very happy with it and I'd like to revisit it. And I didn't stop watching it because it wasn't good. It's just shit happens, but I'd like to revisit it. I think it is getting a second season.
Yeah, it is.
Which is difficult on Netflix.
Yeah. Did you see? Yeah, no, you you saw John D. Played by David Thewlis. I actually didn't recognize him as David Thewlis at first. I'm like, he looks like David Thewlis, but I don't think that's him. But
yeah.
I thought he was also very good. Did you see the episode? I can't remember which this was, but the one that took place in the diner. The whole thing was basically in the diner.
Ooh.
You must not have, right?
That's a fucking. I think maybe I did. That's a fucking. Yes, and that's an intense scene in the comic too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard times, Daddy-o.
All right. Well.
All right.
Evil Corny says Boyd Holbrook was the cyborg in Logan. Okay, so that's the dude who played the Corinthian was also the cyborg in Logan. All right, cool. So just wanted to bring that up because I was maybe I'll talk more about it when I finish it, but yeah, I really dug it.
Yeah,
and
I do wish fucking that dude who played Constantine got to be on it. Fuck.
Yeah, I agree.
It would have been dope.
That would have been nice, but I also get. I don't know if there was it rights? Was it a rights thing?
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was. But fucking Warner Brothers passed on it because the fucking.
I know, it's fucking dumb.
Because you guys are knocking out the fucking park, guys. Good job, fucking directors of content, whoever the fuck.
I bet James Gunn was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?"
Yeah.
All right, let's continue on, and that was it. So those are the ways you can support: patreon.trickortreatradio.com. Go to trickortreatradio.com, look for the Amazon logo, click it, and then also there's the store to buy the greatest hits on trickortreatradio.com. All right, Michael Ravenshadow, you sit down. You got 2 fucking movies to watch. 2 fucking movies.
Oh.
One of them's an hour though, so hey, maybe things are looking up here. You know, what do you do to prepare for these 2 films this December double feature Cram Jam week?
I don't want to talk about Johnny, but because he's in the chat room, maybe he's left, maybe he's still there. But you know what? Holidays are coming, and it's not going to cost you any money. But if you go on the Rough House Publishing website, you could probably pick up the newest fucking collection called Black Honey by our main man, Stephen Van Samson and Derek Rook. You could fucking do that for your holiday shopping. Get that for your nana, your grandpa, or your neighbor next door. So do that. Or buy a copy for yourself. Take it home. Read it under the blankets. Put the lights on. Off. And the flashlight
or on,
on.
whatever, you know.
Whatever you're into.
Yeah.
And then strap on.
Oh.
Greetings! We are the Retro Reductopus Cephala Podcast, a bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
He's right. We wax philosophic about lots of geeky crap like old video games and movies, toys, cartoons. I don't know, help me out here.
Music, pants, quoting video games that don't have dialogues, shabibans, tasty news,
Unnecessarily long Japanese onomatopoeia.
butt breathers, uncomfortable nature facts.
or how to install a thermoflange.
And unlike all those other podcasts, we at Retro Redoctopus have an exciting rotating host schedule.
Do we? We sure do.
So, if you didn't like the guy flapping his gums this week,
Like me.
worry not, gentle listener. Next week we'll have a whole new host.
Of problems.
Hey, they might still suck, but they'll suck differently.
And you know what's really cool? Retro Reductopus is part of the Inebriard Podcast Network, with new episodes out every Tentacle Tuesday.
Which is like every other Tuesday. We named it.
Anyways, you can listen to us at iTunes, Google Play, Spotify,
Thank you
Stitcher,
guys
or
for having me
Stitcher
on. It's a
tab.
blast. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
And, Trick or Treat Radio, man. That's where it's at. That's the new Fangoria Radio is Trick or Treat Radio.
Don't say that.
That's like,
You really put us under.
it's like swearing in church. I don't
You
know.
just jinxed us.
Yeah. you put a lot on our shoulders just now.
Well, we can strive for
You
greatness.
guys are awesome.
Yeah,
you really
just
are. You
say
got a
that again
great show.
slowly.
You go through your week with the same old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories
With your hosts, John,
Josh,
and Luke.
we have action,
horror,
An adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast,
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
a podcast for the barbarian at heart.
Hey, you matzo heads. This is Larry Fine, and you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
And there's dead air. Oh, you guys are muted, so
No.
you weren't even coming through. I mute you guys. I don't want to hear what you're fucking doing.
Well, it was awesome.
What were you doing?
Awesome stuff.
Yeah? How awesome was it?
Awesome enough to get an echo.
Echo? What?
Echo bass. This is Rogue 2.
Wait, are you hearing an echo? Is that what you're telling me?
I just did.
Yeah, there's an echo.
I'm not hearing it.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
All right, it's gone.
Hello? Hello? Echo. Echo bass.
It's Rogue 2.
Okay.
We found them. I repeat, we found them.
There was some dead air. I'm going to edit that out of the actual episode for the podcast. That's the only time I edit. But I had to go do the pee. I had to do a pee, and then I had to fill up my water, and just wasn't enough time.
Oh.
Need more time. Time enough at last. All right. So we will be discussing a movie. And first up, we're going to talk about the film The Sacrifice Game. This film is from 2023. It just got a release on Shudder last week. I think it was the 8th. And it is 90 minutes. It is a horror film from director Jen Wexler. And it is written by Sean Redlitz and Jen Wexler. And it stars, I think you pronounce his name, Mina Masood. Or I don't think it's Mena. It's M-E-N-A. Probably Mina, right? Also, Olivia Scott Welch, Chloe Levine, Gus Kenworthy, Madison Baines, Georgia Akin, Derek Johns, and Laurent Pitre. The synopsis of the film: it's bad enough that boarding school students Samantha and Clara can't go home for the holidays, but things take a deadly turn when a murderous gang arrives on their doorstep just in time for Christmas.
It's a deadly game.
Oh my God. Fucking thought about that in a while. Deadly game. It was like a high pitch one, wasn't it?
It's a deadly game.
Do you remember, MZ?
No.
Do you even know what we're talking about?
Nope.
The fuck, dude?
We watched it over your house, bro.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. All right. So, all right, I did everything here. So, yes, let's talk about the Sacrifice Game. So, as we talked about, Jen Wexler did the previous film, The Ranger, which we quite dug. And as Raven Shadow likes to point out, we met the Ranger.
We did. And I didn't know.
Yeah. So this is only her second feature, which is pretty crazy. She also, it looks like between The Ranger and The Sacrifice Game, she did an episode of a TV series called Pandora. Oh, it was a CW show, I think.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I've never even heard of it, I don't think. But anyways, yeah. So it looks like she directed an episode of that in between. But this is her follow-up. Wow, The Ranger was 5 years ago. Crazy.
Yeah, the Lone Ranger.
And I understand, I imagine that with COVID and everything like that, probably was difficult to get some projects off the ground. So,
Sure.
But yeah, glad to see that Jen Wexler got another project off the ground. And The Sacrifice Game. So let's do some first impressions. I usually go first on this. Do any you guys have like just something right off the top you want to bring up about this, or do you want me to just shoot on it? Okay.
No, let's take what tradition. Go ahead.
All right. Well, just trying to give everyone else a shot. Raven Channel, So, Sacrifice Game. All right. So this flick, I actually didn't know. I didn't realize this was like a bit of a period piece. And yes, Raven Shadow?
Same.
Okay. But I was actually pleasantly surprised because I think that's an interesting period to set this in. This is like I get the vibe of like I'm trying to remember, maybe MZ knows like that period of time. I'm trying to let me look it up real quick and see if I can figure it out. When does Once Upon a Time in Hollywood take place? Do you guys know?
Well, it's pre-Manson murders, so it would have been 69, I believe.
Okay, because that's what I was trying to figure out was like when the Manson murders.
I think it was 69. I wasn't there.
Okay, you weren't there.
Takes place August 69.
But did it say that though?
No, but it didn't. What in this movie?
In this movie, yeah.
Movie it said 1971, December 1971.
Okay.
So I mean, you already have. So I mean, you have the opening scene where our main protagonists are, going. What is it? Home invasion.
Yeah.
And doing some nasties on a nice couple and painting the house with their blood, which is very Manson-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, because it was during that time, that's where the whole satanic ritual. What's the word I'm looking for?
Satanic panic.
No. Think, man. That where the whole idea is set up with. It's I can't think of the word. Goddamn.
You talking about the Manson stuff or?
No. Well, in conjunction with Manson, there's the whole satanic
cult
situation.
Sacrifice, Satanism.
Yeah, but I can't think of the word.
Just throwing out fucking words.
Baphomet. Mephistopheles.
Jesus, all right.
Mephisto.
I'm not even gonna bother. Go ahead.
Well, now I just took a bite of a cookie, so.
I'll let Raven Shadows talk. He's doing pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't trying. All right, don't be pillow pants.
All right, I'm done chewing my cookie. So,
good. Corny's very excited to hear that.
What? I said I was chewing a cookie, so I couldn't talk at the moment. So now I'm done.
All right, let's not fight. It's
No,
Christmas.
let's fight. Come on.
All right,
What
fuck
do you?
fuck
Why don't you smoke? Why don't you smoke a cigarette? Have 3 more beers, Raven Shadow. Put your leather jacket on, so you can drink a 4th.
Let's have more cabbage.
See, that's the thing. They're like Raven Shadow finishes 3 beers, and then he puts on his fucking leather jacket like for the 4th, and like someone would be like, "Why'd you just put your jacket on?" Oh, so I weigh more, so I'm not above the blood alcohol level for this 4th beer.
I like
Unbelievable.
I am unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Because the whole satanic thing was starting to kick into gear after the Manson murders and everything that happened, and the whole helter skelter thing, and as you said, Raven Shadow, satanic panic. It was just starting to become a thing, and these guys are directly in the middle of it.
Yeah,
They're directly in the middle of it, and they feel that if they do what a passage in a book tells them to do, that they're going to be granted eternal life and all this other bullshit.
Yeah. What's kind of funny is this would have been funny if we teamed this up with Onyx the Fortuitous, right? Because that was like a satanic ritual that was going to grant immortality. So it's just kind of funny how that worked out in consecutive weeks. But so yeah, you're right, MZ. This took place, or at least it starts on December 22nd, 1971. So I think the Manson murders definitely had to have been at least a little bit of inspiration. And plus we get this very charismatic character of Jude, played by Mina Massoud. And Also, we have Macy, played by Olivia Scott Welch, which, I mean, with that, I mean, I guess it's hard not to think of Sharon Tate, sorry, with that, like I definitely got like a Sharon Tate vibe a little bit.
I think the thing that kills me when I was discovered that these characters are named Jude and Maisie.
Those are Beatles.
Those Beatles, Jude and Maisie?
Well, no, but Hey Jude.
Hey Maisie, don't make it crazy.
All right.
Jude and Maisie. We
I'm
got
a dummy.
we got Jude, we got Maisie, we got Wheezy and Crazy. What the fuck? Who's the walrus? Who's the walrus? Spacey? Is he the walrus? Go ahead, MZ.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we got all the Beatles.
Fucking Christ. Anyway, when I heard the names Jude and Maisie, I'm saying to myself, Jesus, this is not good. Because I could see the similarities of our protagonist here and the protagonist in Last House on the Left. And it immediately it was like a lightning bolt. I was like, Jude and Maisie. And then in Last House on the Left, we got Krug and Sadie. And saying to myself, man, I hope they didn't purposefully do that. I hope that was just a coincidence.
Even if it was an homage, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't have. Would that be so bad?
And I didn't like that one bit. If
Why?
it's
You love
homage,
that movie. You love that movie.
An homage, I'm not the biggest fan of it. If it's
how many movies?
If it's just pure coincidence, then I still won't like it, but I won't put too much blame on it.
Yeah, but how many movies have we seen where a character's name like Raimi or Ramiro or Campbell? Like I think this is better than just flat out naming a character after a director's last name or something.
Yeah, I mean that's corny as hell, but
whoa! Don't call it corny.
I'm not talking about corny. Shut up. I just think the idea of it just was too close for comfort to me.
All right.
Without
Monroe,
it's like trying to call out Krug and Sadie from Last House without calling them out.
I don't know. I mean, shut up, sit down.
It just bugged me.
All right. Hey, it's okay. It can bug you. So we get definitely a take on that. A little bit of the, Manson family, as MZ pointed out, a little bit of the Last House on the Left. I got that a little bit too, actually. I was thinking Last House when that first opening scene with that, because I was like, ooh, are they going to get all kind of like, like rhymes with apey,
Right.
Because that's what I thought they were going at first. And it did sort of maybe allude to that without really doing that.
They walk some lines of how far they're going to go in this.
Yeah.
Especially a dress scene later on in the film.
Maybe a little bit. Nothing. I mean, it wasn't too on the nose. They weren't too on the nose about it, but they were.
No, and
they were making allusions to it.
Yeah, and I think it's okay to do it that way, because if you are making a film that takes place in the 70s, it does take place in 71, and it is sort of referencing some of these things that we're talking about, whether it's Last House on the Left, whether it's the Manson murders. Clearly, there's some deplorable shit that happened, and you can allude to that without showing that. And I think they did that, right? Like, I think they alluded to it without actually saying this is what's happening. So that it got right up to the point where it's like, ooh, it's gonna happen, and then it didn't, Yeah. So I think if you want to allude to that, you want to say, these people are deplorable, they're doing horrible things, and they may have gotten a little apey, then I think that's a good way to do it without going over that line, kind of going right up to it and then taking a step back,
Right. Yep.
So that, so we have that. So anyways, so we were doing first impressions of sort of like started to veer off a little bit, but so first impression, I didn't realize this took place in the 70s, which I don't know, felt for a while we got a lot of films that did that, but I feel like it felt a little refreshing now because it seems like we haven't seen a ton of it lately. And as we know, it's one of those things where, if this film is a little grimy, it's a little bit sort of like, it definitely has its sort of like 1 foot planted in the 70s and 1 foot planted in 2023, like in terms of how you make a film like this. And I feel like that's kind of the thing I talked about, walking right up to the line, not crossing over it, but just going right up to it and having the sort of sense to know, let's not actually show this. If we want to intimate that, then you go up to the line and then you stop. So for that reason, I was good with the way they did it. It showed that, like these people are fucking terrible, but we don't need to actually show how fucking terrible they are. We can just like,
right.
It's a given. So that I did appreciate that. I thought the gore was pretty good in this, especially them cutting off skin in certain parts. And one scene later where we see that skin, I was like, okay, that looks pretty good. And it's interesting because this sort of takes two different, like almost disparate concepts and kind of puts them together in a way that felt cool. It felt a little unique. I'm not going to say wholly original, but it felt unique. And part of me wanted to actually follow these four people a little bit more than we got, but I actually appreciated sort of the switch when we now are at the school and we're following, the girls in the school. And I will say I liked the performances from Samantha, played by Madison Baines, and Clara, played by Georgia Akin. I thought Clara was like, we'll talk a little bit more about it without getting into too much detail, but a lot hinges on her character. And I thought she was pretty good. Like there's certain scenes later on in the film that I was like, okay, I'm buying it. I'm buying what she's selling here.
Yeah.
And without that, this film obviously, like, a lot hinges on her role and her performance. So yeah, for me, this worked. It wasn't also like Chloe Levine. Let me just mention, she played the teacher, Rose.
Oh my God.
She was the punk in the Ranger. I don't know if you recognized, but I do dig her, and it's good to see her in this playing a different kind of role, a different character. But I thought she was really good. I thought the performances were all pretty good. I thought that Mina, I think that's how you pronounce it, Mina Masood. This is a far cry from playing Aladdin. He played Aladdin in the live action.
Oh, no shit, huh?
Yeah, he was Aladdin in the fucking Disney live action movie, and he played the Jude in this.
So one thing, I don't think I remember I caught the date, and if I did, I don't remember it.
Yeah, it was at literally the first thing you see is after the production credits roll, we see December 22nd, 1971. So you probably were making fucking food or looking at your phone or something. So
we had takeout.
So you're probably looking at your food.
It was really good. But there's a moment in the film where, I guess for first impressions, right? I don't like home invasion movies.
It's like the scariest thing to you, right?
Yeah, get the fuck out my house.
Said that before. You have mentioned that before.
I really don't, and I didn't know it was going to get there. I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I guess the reason why I don't like it is because why nobody would like it, right? Like you don't want people coming in you fucking.
So when you say you don't
know.
like it, does that mean you don't like it's something that's scary, or like you don't like seeing it in films because it touches too close to home and you wish films wouldn't do that?
Oh no, it's not like I don't wish they wouldn't do that, because I get a visceral reaction to it where it's more like, I could watch, Save a Private Ryan and feel the impact of, wow, that really fucking it sucks and intense, but I think it just takes it very close to home, so it does its job, right? If you're a viewer, you're watching this kind of movie. If you're made to be uncomfortable, I guess you're supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Well,
yeah.
So I get very, tense for that. And the movie, it accomplished that. I struggle with Jude's hair.
What?
Someone to bring that up.
What?
That haircut was not 1971.
Oh. Okay.
Like at all. And when I said I missed, thank you, MZ, what I may have missed, there was a line about matriculating at a certain school, and they were like, "What class for you?" 64. I'm like, "Wait a minute, what?" And then like, okay, obviously no one has cell phones and TVs and stuff, but you did not have that haircut in 71. Doug, Fair, they kind of look like either the group kind of looked like also some of our friends or maybe some hipsters, but like Jude's haircut was not 1971.
This is your first impression. This really bothered you so
Pissed
much
me off.
that you have to bring it up in your first impression.
Yep. That and like Charlie Hunnam and King Arthur, bro.
What's wrong with that?
You didn't have the I'm pretty sure in fucking medieval fucking England, you didn't have the fucking.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things in that movie that didn't happen in medieval England.
Fair. I wasn't there.
The soundtrack being one of them, I think. Wait, was that one of the ones? I can't remember. I saw it, but was that one of the ones that had like a modern soundtrack?
Oh yeah, like fucking the Heath Ledger movie, the fucking the Queen when they're fucking doing the fucking jousting and shit.
But see, that's a gimmick, so that was okay,
Right.
Just kind of like we talked about Where the Devil Roams. That movie had like a modern punk soundtrack, even though it was like a Depression era. But that worked because it's the Addams Family and that's the music they play, and it just seemed to fit the tone.
Sure.
But I mean, that's fine. It's your impression. So
I mean, Jude had great hair, it's not 71 hair.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's your first impression. Literally, that's all you're going to say.
Yeah, it pissed me off.
Wow. All right, MC.
I caught a strong Last House vibe from these guys, in which in that case these people are not entirely original. The hair. I mean, while I wouldn't put that in my first thoughts, it is noticeable and it is annoying. Another thing that I found annoying that just drove me up a wall with Jude was his constant smiling. The great thing about David Hess and Last House on the Left is that he took it and played it completely straight. He was terrifying in his seriousness and with his sincerity on just doing whatever he wants to do with his victims, and that he is just not playing up and hamming it up with trying to play off as to how psychotic he is by smiling all the time. And that really got on my goddamn nerves. If Jude was played more straight, with a more stern face, a stern look. Now, first of all, props to Hess also, because he's just a physically menacing looking character. This guy, on the other hand, I guess he's also physically intimidating, but not in the same way as Hess is. But it's his constant smiling that he does that just annoyed me. He should have been downplaying it. There's a scene where they come to the door, and hey, my friend's been shot. We need help. We need to call a doctor. We need, we need medical. And he's doing it with a big shit-eating grin on his face. And one of two, just a couple of things. If somebody comes to your door and they're asking for that, they're asking for help with that kind of an attitude, you shut that door immediately, or at least attempt to. Chances are they'll overpower, but at least make the effort.
But the thing, and I don't want to dispute what you're saying. I mean, it's your thoughts, but for me, it just seemed like it came across to me that he was like very charismatic, and when you go to someone's door that way and you act friendly and happy, they're more apt to open their door to you. If you're like menacing, like open your motherfucking door now, like they're just gonna immediately shut the fucking door, like lock it. Like to me, I don't know, like you that's how I felt. Like to me, it was almost scarier because he's like being all nice and like he has this evil intent behind it,
And some of that could have been. Oh, sorry. I hear what you're saying, MZ. Some of that could have been the you're getting complacent. Like you've already had this body count, and now you're like, oh yeah, let us in. Like you're doing your routine. Like Alex and the Droogs. Oh, why don't you go to the public house? No, let us in. Like they had their agenda. So I could kind of, it's fucking, you don't let anyone fucking in, but I think they might have been too complacent.
The example that you gave, Raven Shadow, is far more believable. I mean, with Alex DeLarge and Clockwork Orange, there's a sense of worry. There's a sense of feeling trapped and isolated with absolutely no one to help them, and I mean, I guess you could say a car crash is just as serious as being shot. I mean, I don't know. You could grade that however you like, but it's the approach of Jude that just irked me. That and it isn't just then either. After that, it was all smiles. It wasn't sincere smiles. Anybody with at least a 4 IQ could see that this was not meant to be sincere at all.
Right.
Because it's just constant smiling, but you could see the evil intent that he has in him, just by the way he's smiling. And the reason why he's smiling and being nice and all that stuff, it isn't because of what we already know as the viewer of him. It's just so plainly obvious when you watch it. I mean, he's just somebody you just don't trust, especially when especially given the fact that this is more than just 2 years prior of the Manson murders. Okay.
Well, we actually don't know that exists in the same world. I mean,
well, I'm ready to believe that in this world the Manson murders did exist.
So do you think they were like copycats?
Or
inspired? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, but they also had a purpose behind it too. Manson murders, they just did it, mostly for shits and giggles. This troop here, they have a more purposeful reason behind it. Whether or not you believe it or not is totally up to you, but they believe it. And they feel that if they do what they say the devil or whatever demon says to tell them to do, they're granted eternal life, eternal power, eternal wealth, eternal everything.
Mm-hmm.
but it's just that approach of Jude that just really irks me, and it doesn't stop there because he uses it on his victims, he uses it on his own troop.
Yep.
And also to further my idea of the whole last house idea is that you got this one character who is basically Junior, although in no relation to Jude, but he's basically Junior who is constantly being pushed around. This, the milk toast, the guy who is, when you tell him to jump, he asks how high, And ironically, weirdly enough, he looks a lot like Axel Jodorowsky from Santa Sangre.
Sorry, which guy are you talking about? The big guy, Grant?
Grant, the other guy.
Oh, Doug. Doug, yeah. The one with the longer hair.
He looks like Axel Jodorowsky from Santa Sangre. That's all I saw when I saw
That's
him.
funny.
Like, holy shit.
You know what I thought? Fuck, I can't remember his name now. In Chainsaw, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like they had different hair. Granted,
The guy in the bus, the green shirt.
No.
The hitchhiker. The hitchhiker.
Yeah. Let me see if we can find.
He had better hair than that guy.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying. Yeah, he had. But it was just a vibe I got. It wasn't that he looked just like him or anything like that.
Like they should have sent Maisie and Doug to the door. At least send a woman and the bleeding dude. Oh, my boyfriend was hit. Maybe it was a hunter. We don't know what it was. And then have Grant and Jude kick the door in like fucking task force.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because they're the muscle.
Right.
Size, Jude is the muscle, strapping an iron, right?
Yep.
Or blades. They're all brandishing knives or whatever.
Right.
And I think I didn't even think about it at the time, but you're right. I mean, I think Maisie and
Doug.
I think Maisie and Doug should have answered the door first, or should have knocked on the door first. I think because what you got inside. I mean, granted, they don't know who's inside, but once they see, they know they got them dead to rights.
Right.
Just a couple of and a teacher, a young teacher. So.
Or you could have had them just go in first and then unlock a door for them to come in at different points.
There's all different ways that this could have been played out. I just think the way it played out here was wrong.
So let's move on from first impressions. It seems like it's kind of mixed right now so far. For me, I dug this being set in the 70s, and I thought, at least, I wasn't like nitpicking, but for me, I feel like this felt like it, for the most part, fit in that time period. I didn't really have any telltale signs that said otherwise, and so it also sort of is like a boarding school, like partial like boarding school film as well. And with so we have the characters of Clara, who's like the weird girl who doesn't talk, and then we also have Samantha, who is sort of like a little bit more bubbly and outgoing, but it turns out that she can't go home for the holidays because it's kind of like her father like sent her here hoping to like kind of get rid of her. At least that's kind of what the assumption you get as the film moves on. So she has to stay over the break, and they're staying with one of the teachers, and it's just Samantha and Clara. And Clara's kind of like I said, like the weird girl. And and Samantha also walks in her like carving like occult symbols into her body like in the bathroom, and it's like, okay, well, that's kind of fucking weird, right? So what's that, MZ?
Cutters were a thing.
Probably, yeah. So that, so it's a little, she's trying to make it work, and she wants to, kind of be friends to Clara because Clara has no friends and she's the quiet girl and all that. So just trying to make the best out of it. And the teacher, Rose, played by Chloe Levine, is, doing a good job of trying to keep them sort of like occupied and all that. But so we have these two stories that sort of intersect. We have the four killers. What do they call them? The Christmas killers? Was that what it was?
Yep.
Yes.
So, and we have like the school is talking about the Christmas killers. Some of the girls are like sharing articles and whatnot. So, it's kind of going around that multiple people have died recently from the Christmas killers. And then it happens that the Christmas killers happen to come to the school. And it's just the three of them, and then the boyfriend who is off, sort of like delivering some kids to buses or driving them home or whatever. And that's sort of where we're at. We see a few people die at the hands of the Christmas killers in their houses, and they paint blood on the walls and cut some of their skin off. And there's like they're looking for something specific on their skin that they cut off. I'll say that. And then they end up at the school, and at first you're not sure, do they intend to be here, or are they just coming here because one of their dudes got shot, and so on and so forth. And so these two stories kind of come to a head, and it's interesting because I think both stories work. Like I like this idea of this, like these, I guess you could call them serial killers, even though it's like a killing spree. So I don't know if you could call them serial killers because it's. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I think they had an agenda.
They totally did. Yeah.
So I think they had targets. I mean, what serial killers have a profile, but I think they had definitely targeted people. And I really liked the intersection.
Yeah.
And I liked the three, the teacher and the three kids.
Two kids.
The school. Like I like. What I say? Did I say three kids?
You said three, yeah.
I'm sorry. Two kids. And I liked Homegirl from Ranger as trying to like, hey, we're gonna make cookies, and it sucks, and I wanted them to be friends. It did vibe.
Well, she does say they're going to use vodka, right?
I did like that. Like, oh yeah. By the way, there's some vodka downstairs. Why don't you have a couple of sips?
Yeah.
She's probably fucking like 11 or 12.
Well, I know they're older than that.
I don't think
Well, that's about
they're 71. What are you gonna do?
The weird thing about the girls here is that I couldn't make out how old they were. I mean, they look like they could be possibly 16, 17, 18.
No way, dude.
Yeah, I got 15, 16 maybe from Samantha. Clara looked a little younger at first, but as the film moved on, I thought she looked older.
I gotta say that they know my brother.
Like she was like 10 years old, Clara.
Well, at first, yeah, that's what I'm saying, because you don't see her face.
I mean, it's ridiculous. But
let me see how old the girls were. Like it doesn't, their actual age doesn't mean much, but I'm just curious.
I would say the characters were like being in 1989, 13. Or no more than 13.
Wait, what about 1989?
That's how old I was, 13 in 89.
Oh, I don't know.
I was there.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about these girls.
They were not 16, brother.
So Georgia Akin, who played Clara, was born in 2007. So she is 16. Is that right? 2007? Yeah.
In real life.
Yeah, in real life, she is 16.
15 at the time of filming. So
Sure. But I got the impression that's about roughly the age. I thought Samantha looked older, so I think she was maybe I would think like 16.
They look young, dude.
Yeah.
Raven Shadow. The older we get, the younger young people look. Just saying, like I don't know if you've changed the way you think about that.
The older I get, they stay the same
No,
age.
please don't say that. Please don't say that. Holy shit.
That's a quote.
Yes, they do.
L-I-V-I-N.
But the actress of Clara, she reminded me so much of a combination of like a young Linda Blair with a young Thora Birch.
I'd see that. Yeah, that's a good one.
You know, from Ghost World, especially from Ghost World. But I could definitely see Linda Blair, Thora Birch in her. Now, as far as her performance goes, I thought she was the best thing in the film.
Yeah.
There were moments where I wasn't too sure, especially during a certain dance sequence that was going on in I guess would be like a giant, maybe a ballroom or a library or whatever it was.
I know which one you're talking about. Yep.
I was really on the fence at this point. Not that I had made any determinate, idea as to what I thought of her performance before then, but at that point I was like, oh boy. Because at that point I'm like, I just felt like she was letting on too much. And the fact that Grant was just so easily persuaded. I mean, I get the whole deal as to why, but it just came off sort of hammy to me. Like, not too much thought was put into this, and the director is basically saying, okay, we'll have her do this and then he'll do that, and the connection of that is because Grant and his troop wants to be aligned with the devil. So I don't know, I just felt like that was just a little bit too cut and paste and put together in a way that I just didn't appreciate it.
I didn't get that.
But as the movie continued, I thought Clara was getting better and better and better and better. And she was, her character was starting to have a really good arc, an interesting arc too. But let me go back to, because I don't want to get too far ahead. Let me go back to our protagonists, because in the kitchen, there's a scene in the kitchen in which they're all, hey, look, you said there's not enough food for us. Hey, we're going to eat. We're going to have some other stuff. At that point they're, I don't know, man, they're trying to play themselves off as a, what's the word I'm looking for? God damn it. Like they're trying to, not that they're trying to play mind games with their victims, but there's an act of humiliation that they're trying to bestow upon them. They're trying, with the food and how they're being treated, while they're eating, and the reveal of the presence in the ballroom or the library, whatever it was.
Yeah.
They're just working through humiliation at this point. Which I guess if you're these guys, I guess you would do that. I would buy that. But
it's the overpowering. It's you're coming in. They're bastardizing something positive and making it negative. With the food, and it's taking something that should be joyous, and probably a lot of even more hard work back in '71 to put that meal together. It was the perversion of what they were trying to do, and they were being sleazy and aggressive, and that was, you felt it. As we said earlier, it goes to the brink without going to really dark realms, but you get what they were doing. and they were taking innocence, they were taking joy, they were being focus thieves.
It's interesting. I was just kind of perusing real quick interview with Jen Wexler, and I guess she's had the script all the way back since 2013, or at least started working on it. And so she just talks about being a horror fan for a long time, and she said, so at some point along the way, I was like, what if you took a home invasion movie, but it had a supernatural demonic element too, and what would it be if you merged those? And also, what if we set it at a boarding school? So, and that's why I thought, what I said earlier, I thought it was sort of a unique integration, like intersection, I guess is the word I use, of these sort of like different types of genres. And because of that, it felt to me not, like I said, not wholly original, but it felt unique. Like I don't recall seeing too many films like this. I'm not saying it hasn't happened before, but so I enjoyed that about it. I enjoyed that it was something different. Whether or not it worked for you, I know MZ, has some issues with some of the characters. I personally thought Mina Mossad as Jude, I liked it. I liked his portrayal. Didn't have any issues with it. But, I think it's an interesting way to go about creating a movie like this, of taking these different genres and sort of subgenres and kind of like fusing them together. I like both. I mean, home invasion, for me, it can get, I know how you feel about it, Raven Channel, but to me, it feels overdone sometimes. I mean, not sometimes, a lot of times. And if it's just a one location kind of deal, it's kind of a little repetitive. Like, what else can happen that hasn't happened before in a home invasion film? That's why I thought No One Can Save You. Was that the film? No One Can Save You?
Yeah.
The Alien film?
The M. Night joint?
No. The Alien film that we did. No One Will Save You. That's it. No One Will Save You. I thought that was brilliant because it took a home invasion film and literally like made it like an alien invasion in a home,
yes.
That was a cool subversion of that. So this, I like that it was a home invasion film that ended up, and then we see a story of a boarding school, and then it becomes like a boarding school invasion meets supernatural film, So to me, that mashup felt really good. And I don't feel any of the subgenres overstayed their welcome. I feel it was a good combination of them to make it feel like something, as I said, unique, something a little bit different that, we haven't seen repeatedly. So yeah, I really appreciated that aspect of it. And as you guys have said, I mean, I didn't mind Jude. I thought he felt very charismatic. And to me, if you're going to have someone, like knock at your door and come into your house, like I would think if it was someone who looked really nice and smiled, and if it was fucking Charles Manson, like I'm not going to let you in my fucking house. But if this guy's like, hey, we could use some help, and he's smiling. Like for me, okay, yeah, I let my guard down. I let you in the fucking house. If it was 1971, not now. I'm not letting anyone in the house. But for me, and that worked. So I thought the setup was good of that, and I liked the setup of the boarding school. Like I thought it was just enough. Like, we didn't get too much, but there's an air of mystery around it too, because there's a twist or twists that. I don't want to talk about because it'll spoil it. And this is a new film. And, we tend not to do that if possible. So I thought that worked really well. It started to come together a little bit. So it wasn't completely out of the blue, and it wasn't supposed to be like a whodunit, like it was, okay, I see where they're going. Oh, okay, cool. Like it wasn't like, oh, I knew it the whole time, or, like it wasn't one of those things where you just sort of like were let down by a reveal. It felt natural and it went to a place where it wasn't a letdown because you were able to predict it or whatever. That all felt good to me. And also, one of the other reveals that happens, Macy's sort of connection, I thought was really cool too. Like, I thought that was a nice development. And also, I don't want to say, I'm trying to think of how to say it, but the reason she thought Clara was familiar, like seemed familiar, was like perfect because she's the quiet girl, like that's not noticed. So of course that made total sense, and I like that. And even I enjoyed when it started to get a little bit more supernatural, and when they were trying to do a certain thing. I will say the one thing I would have liked a little bit more on was, I guess you could call it the twist. When we find out, like when the ritual they're performing, when we find out like a little bit more information about it, like I feel like, you know what, maybe you would have done a little bit more research before doing what you did. That's the only thing that bugged me a little bit about that. Like, like I'm trying to talk about it without saying too much, without giving too much away, because I feel like it's, like if I talk about how Macy got this information, I feel like it sort of devalues it a little bit. So that was the thing. I think that one of the only things that bugged me. It's like, they have this whole fucking plan. They're doing this whole thing. They're risking literally their lives. And also potentially they're like getting put in jail, all for something that they didn't even have the full story. It's like, come on. Like, I feel like you didn't have to do it that way. I feel like you could have done it a little differently and still had as much impact,
110%. And I gotta say, like, I kind of saw the Christmas Killers as a band. You know what I mean? Like, Jude was the front man. You know what I mean? And I liked their dynamic. So when they encountered the school, inhabitants, their internal dynamic, I think, drove the story too, where they weren't completely cookie cutter. And as you find out all their different reasons for being there, like when we find out what Doug's real motivation was, and then we find out about Grant's backstory. And I like that dynamic of them being on the road, and maybe they're finally at this place, and then now there's kind of like the cracks in the armor of all the stuff they've been doing, and the fact that certain characters were able to capitalize on their observations. That's when I kind of really got on board with this, and the performances by especially the two very young young cast members, which were like, oh, and was it Claire? Is that her name? The little brunette?
Clara.
White girl?
Clara.
I mean, both characters were fantastic, as well as the teacher. And shame on me for not knowing her character's name.
Teacher was Rose, played by Chloe Levine. Clara, played by Georgia Akin, and Samantha, played by Madison Baines.
But once it was, and it went to the brink of getting really intense. But I thought where the characters and story went were believable, and I was really along for the ride as it entered the next stage.
Yeah. I'm totally on board with that. And I think, it was one of those movies that, once again, we talk about this often when it comes to films. If you're engaged, you'll forgive little nitpicks. But if you're not engaged, that's when I feel like the nitpicks will start to come out, because it's like, if something isn't working for you, I could see you being like, well, this didn't work for me, so I'm going to like talk about this other thing that kind of bugged me. Whereas if you're into it, it's like, you know what? I can kind of forgive that because I otherwise liked it. So I totally understand that, and I can get on board with that. I'm curious to see where MZ ends up on this one with the verdict. But what MZ, what did you think of the generally like the gore and the kills and stuff like that?
The kills were okay. Nothing spectacular. Nothing's going to blow your socks off.
I thought they were at least better than that first kill in last week's movie. It's a Wonderful Knife. That one, oh man, I was so disappointed by that first kill. It looks so bad.
Yeah, it did. Although I never bothered to rewind to take a second glance at it, but the death of one character, knife across the throat.
Yep.
I swear there was a little difference in color from the neck to the head. That's wildly different.
I think I know which character because I'll see if I can skim through the movie and find it.
Was laying down on the ground, and it was a night scene, and the character was laying down, and on the left-hand side, which would be on the right-hand side of his body, on the left-hand side of his neck, you could see like some, like the color, or it could have just been the light. I don't know.
Was this the opening kill?
No.
Oh, okay. Because he does stab that one guy in the neck, and then you see a lot of spurting. Okay.
No. That looked pretty good.
Yeah, I liked how the camera panned to the big, the big window in the living room, and you could see the blood. I thought that was good.
Yeah, that was well done. I like that. No, this was another death.
Okay.
I won't say who, but it just looked like there was on the side of his neck that just didn't look right as far as the colorist of the prosthetic is concerned and things like that. But that's just a minor gripe.
Yeah.
Let's see. The rest of the gore is really not all that spectacular as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, it's just run of the mill. Nothing that's going to blow your socks off. The scene with Samantha and when she's wielding an axe and how she handles that axe. I mean, to me, that just felt like after school special adventure, but with a purpose, with a seriously deadly purpose, an R-rated edge to it, but still just felt like, here's this 15, 16-year-old girl with an axe in her hand, and, she's out to save the day, as it were. And it just felt too kids' adventure time, it really did. It was like,
hey guys, let's go.
Let's swing axes.
I wouldn't throw in all those angle shots and the dramatic score and anything like that. I would have played that serious because, I mean, everything else up till now has been done fairly serious, not overly serious, but fairly serious to a point where you can believe these characters and our protagonists and the trouble that they're causing and our victims and the trouble that they're in. And you got this one character with an axe in her hand, and she's getting all these dramatic camera angles and shots to make it look, gung-ho and things like that. It just, it comes across as a little hokey to me. And when she does finally get to use that axe, it was like, man, it's a 16-year-old girl with a fucking axe in her hand. She shouldn't be doing this. And yeah, I believe suspension of disbelief and everything like that, but come on, there are limits. I don't know. I know what I'm rating this. I know
Well,
whether
I
I'm
think
giving
I think I know where you're going to land too, but we'll see.
we'll see. But
all right, well, we should probably wrap up. I mean, we do have another movie to talk about. Raven Chat, was there anything else you wanted to add to this?
No, I can finish up at the end.
Is that what you always say?
Save for the closer.
All right. I feel like there's some other stuff I wanted to say, but yeah, I
I
guess.
don't want to spoil things.
Well, yeah, of course. So you can't talk without spoiling. Can't talk in vagaries. I know you're a vagabond.
I am.
No.
Yeah, I know. You can't judge a book by its cover. Make sure you have all the pages. You know what I mean? But I don't want to fucking spoil it, Wolfie.
Okay, don't.
But I'm telling you, but then I feel like you're trying to feed me a comeback, and I want to do it.
It's
but
possible to talk in generalities without spoiling, to a degree.
dude, you've been doing this for how long
Yeah.
now?
a while.
Long enough for you that you should know what you.
You've been doing this as long as Siskel and Ebert combined. In the last 11 years.
11 years on the road to 600. Very exciting.
I mean, like, for the amount of time you've been doing this, like, you've been doing it more than Siskel and Ebert. I almost said Siskel and Hardy. Siskel and Ebert have done it in the last 11 years. You got a leg up on them.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they're dead. But all right, well, let's fucking do the verdict.
Trick or treat, baby. I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether the sacrifice game was a trick or a treat, and any final thoughts that we have about the film. Let's start with Monster Zero. Let's get it. Let's make it official here, MZ.
Yeah. The film is original, and it's in the sense that that you got a mashup here, and that's fine, and it's an interesting mashup as well. You got your home invasion along with satanic ritualistic filmmaking, satanic panic as they call it, and in a boarding house, which just adds to the flavor of the film. I think it's purposeful to have it in 1971, twofold. One, because it is so close to the Manson murders that this kind of thing is a believability. And it isn't just the Manson murders, may I add, too. It's also films like Clockwork Orange, because Clockwork Orange, when it came out in 1968, no, 1971.
71, sorry. I was getting confused with 2001. Yeah.
It came out in 1971. There was a string of copycat gang violence going on at that time. Watched a documentary on Toxic Avenger on Clockwork Orange, and you'll see that there was a string of copycats. So even if you don't find the Manson murders, you would have to then at least have to give credit to Clockwork Orange, because that created some of the problems as well. So that's believable. Another reason is also because it takes away from the technology that we have today. I'm more inclined to believe the other reason, because you would, if that was the case, you could set this in, say, like 1990 or 1987, but they didn't. And also the uprising of satanic, ritualistic groupings and things of that nature was starting to take a foothold at that point in time as well. So I'm ready to believe that above the technological reasons. I'm going to give this a treat.
Oh, okay. I am surprised.
But it's barely a treat, okay? Because there is enough meat on the bone here. I have pointed out a few problems in this film. I think Jude is a huge problem in this film. I think his performance is lackluster as well as ham-handed. But everyone else's seems to carry their own weight pretty well. The performances by the girls, Rose, Samantha, are quite good. They're not terrible. And I think Clara was the best of the bunch. She was fantastic. She was believable. She was sympathetic. But at the same time, she's just the exact opposite of that. And she was fun to watch, fun to listen to. And you bought it, because if you buy her, buy the story. And, that being said, I bought the story. But it does have its problems. It's not perfect. It's nowhere near perfect. It has flaws. But there's just enough meat on the bone to say, yes, check this out. This is barely a treat.
All right. Michael Rainshadow.
First of all, don't try to conjure a demon.
No, shouldn't.
It's not a good idea. It really isn't. It never works out well. It's going to be a fucking catch. You know what I mean? Don't do it. It's like signing up for fucking free, whatever the fuck. It's just going to bite you in the ass. But I'm pretty close with MZ on this. But I like the spin on the genre, and it's okay to take plot X, add Y element, put it in a blender and see what happens. So it's just enough of a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, to make something fairly fresh. And I gotta say, at the Charles Durning point of this film, I was really along for the ride. And I'm actually really intrigued where some characters may go at the end of this film. I think there were some elements of good gore. I think there were some elements of not knowing how the human body works, that what might not be a kill shot. Not that I've killed anybody, but I just don't think a certain wound in a certain place will make someone die. But aside from that, I liked that the attackers were not one-dimensional for the most part. I liked how the victims were certainly not one-dimensional. And I like this. Not perfect by any stretch, but I would say this is definitely, it's a treat. What are you gonna do? It's like a treat from your nana. Where it's like not like your mom who knows what you really fucking like, but it's like a really good present from your nana. It's like, hey,
I think your mom. I don't know if all moms know what to get their children.
No,
your
my
mom
mom's
knows to
fucking
get you a fucking case of fucking beer and a pack of cigs.
yeah, as a kid, it was fucking Castle Grayskull and the flag. As a 46-year-old man, it's a fucking carton of Winston Lights.
Well, you're the only kid in the fucking world who had the oh shit, what was the G.I. Joe carrier?
I had the flag. I had the Defiant.
Well,
I had the Terradrome.
What was the big fucking huge fucking ship?
That was the flag.
It was just the flag?
The USS Flag.
Okay, I don't know. I thought it had another.
That was the aircraft carrier.
Yeah, you were literally the only fucking kid in the world that had that.
What? My parents love me, bro.
Yeah, you're an only child. You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
All right, so for me, I'll try to keep this brief. I've said pretty much everything I want to say. This is a treat for me. I liked it. I think it is a good sort of intersection of these two films, these two subgenres, home invasion, and I guess you could even say home invasion, supernatural film with like boarding school sort of vibes. But I thought it did a good job of having them intersect. And it wasn't like, so the thing I liked about it was that they told the story of the Christmas killers, and then they started to tell the story of the boarding school. And then at a certain point, that's when they intersect. And then they add in another element, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
But it didn't feel bloated. You know, it didn't feel like too much. It felt like, yeah, that's the right balance to hit. So for me, I really dug that. I think, like I said, the only complaint I had was just like it did almost take me out of it, and it kind of bugged me a little bit when we find out that Macy was sort of like, you know, she was like, I guess in a way, like had the information about like what they were going to do. But there was like one bit of information that like she didn't know about. And then it's like, oh, well, we just went on this fucking killing spree, did all this stuff, and maybe we shouldn't have, or, you know, we did it on a like without having all the information that we needed to have.
Right. Which, I mean, one hand, I mean, like, dudes will do fucked up shit for a hot chick.
Well, sure. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. And two dudes were like crazy about it, right?
Right, right.
And probably the other dude too. So,
right.
You know, he just doesn't outwardly say it. But yeah, that just, I don't know. I just feel like, as opposed to making it like, oh, like I didn't know that or whatever, like just maybe they were tricked. Maybe it was done a certain way to trick them, you know?
Which, I don't want to spoil
right.
it. But.
So, but, and saying that actually makes me think of one other thing I wanted to bring up is I liked how Clara played things when the Christmas killer showed up. Yeah. And it didn't really let on too much. Like, I like that. I thought it played nicely. Yeah. And so that whole thing I dug. But yeah, that's really it. I did enjoy this, and it feels unique. Like I said, once again, not wholly original, but it felt like a good mashup that felt unique, and it was a good watch. It was a good horror movie with a bit of a twist that with some enjoyable performances, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing what else the actress who played Clara, Georgia Akin, is going to be in, because I thought she was really fun in this. You know, like I could see her having like Chloe Grace Moritz? Is that the actress's name?
Yeah,
she played Hit Girl. Yeah, like I could almost see like a trajectory, like upward trajectory, like her, because you know this girl has charisma, and you know, like I think what you were saying about the dancing, like there was some awkward stuff that I felt like she made work. You know, where it could have been maybe if it was someone else, could have been perceived as being a little bit too awkward or something. You know, but yeah. You gonna say something, River Shadow?
No, and I think she had a lot on her shoulders.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of it rested on her, and I think she did phenomenal. I'm not sure if this is her first.
No, she's been a couple other things, but she's still fairly new. And
yeah, I'm sure.
One other thing I wanted to say about Jude's hair. You guys are commenting about his hair. I bet that I mean, because Mina Mossad is like, I don't know if I'd say he's a big star, but I mean he's been in some pretty big things, you know, like especially fucking Aladdin, right? Like Aladdin. He was in like some Tom Clancy, Jack Ryan show.
Okay,
he's been in a pretty good amount of stuff. Maybe Aladdin's the only really big thing that he's done. Like that big, but he's done a bunch of other stuff. So I imagine he's someone that's in pretty good demand. And yeah, like he's doing Aladdin too. Like, so I mean, you know, I imagine he's kind of in demand. So in this, I'm sure there may have been like, you know what, I'll do it. I don't want to cut my hair. I don't want to do that, you know, like having some requirements, because maybe he had some big movies coming up where he needed his hair or something, you know. So I don't know. For me, I I don't really care so much about that. I know like a lot of people want it to look like 71, and if there's a hairdo that wasn't there, maybe try to do something else with it. But I don't know. That's I just think he's a star, and maybe he didn't want to do that, or maybe he had another role coming up where he didn't want to cut his hair. So yeah.
Fair. And I think it wasn't long hair. It was the way it was shaved.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, underneath the undercut. Yeah.
The undercut.
Yeah. So I get it. I mean, I think, I don't know, like there was hair kind of like that. Like, I mean, if you look at like, I know it wasn't the 70s, but George McFly had the slick back. Yeah, but he didn't have the undercut. So the undercut, I get it. That's the thing.
That was more like Greaser, like Pony Boy.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right.
You know, but whatever. Like, yeah. It's what are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? There you go. That's our discussion for the Sacrifice Game. It's on Shudder. You guys should check it out, and let us know what you think if you get a chance to check it out. All right. Now we're going to talk about our next film, and that is the film Visitors Complete Edition. Otherwise, I think it's just known as Visitors on Screenbox. If you look up the listing on IMDb, it's Visitors Complete Edition. And I think the thing is there's 3 shorts, and I think that he filmed them at different times, but they all kind of fit together. So I think he put them all together, and that's what we get here is the complete edition with all 3 shorts in one. So I think that's the reason it's called Complete Edition. But I think let me see. So I want to say, like, I think because he has other shorts, and I think if you look up his other shorts, I think they were all sort of like put into this. So I'd have to look that up and see which was which. But anyways, kind of I think he is. Well, he's been directing since like 2010. He has a bunch of shorts, but he did do he did a movie called Gangoro Gals Riot in 2016. Sounds like it might be something up MZ's alley. But yeah, so Visitors Complete Edition is directed by I believe it's Kenichi Ugana, not Ugana. And yeah, he was born in 84, so he's younger. He's younger than all of us, that's for sure. And he is, from what I understand, known as a bit of an experimental filmmaker, and has some sort of interesting, I guess you could say, influences. I mean, we have seen stuff like this in Japanese cinema, I will say, but there's definitely sort of an American tint to the work, and we'll talk about that as we get into it. But yeah, Visitors Complete Edition. It is only 61 minutes. So as I said, it's 3 shorts put together into basically a feature, and it got a release this year in 2023. It's streaming on Screenbox if you guys want to check it out there. And it stars Ryuta Endo, Saki Hirai, Haruki Itabashi, Lloyd Kaufman. Oh, Lloyd Kaufman. Sorry.
Lloyd Kaufman.
No, I'm just kidding. Kento Miura, Kasuke Nomura, and Shiho. And the synopsis on this one, and by the way, it's a horror movie, just straight up horror, is the classification: evil meets comedy, creatures, flying eyes, chainsaws, musical heads, Lloyd Kaufman, mystical apparitions, sci-fi horror comedy, and a host of other gleeful shenanigans that can't be revealed for fear of ruining the surprise. So there you go. Visitors Complete Edition. Let's go. First impression. I want to start with MZ on this because MZ, you are the resident gorehound. I actually picked this one with you in mind, thinking, you know what? Like, I have a feeling MZ would appreciate if we did this. Whether or not you're going to like it, I don't know. But what was the first impression, MZ?
Well, after knowing that, my first impression is for hiring a hitman to take you out.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Jeez. You just fucking, like say, hey, I don't like what you did.
Say no, thank you.
Yeah, jeez.
You're gonna fucking hire a fucking assassin.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I don't. This was just. I have absolutely no idea what happened in this movie. I mean,
it's so easy.
I couldn't even tell you not only what happened, but I couldn't even tell you in what order these things happened.
Well, it says 3 months later and then 1 year later, I think it was.
Just came across like a mishmash of just.
Well, there are 3 shorts.
Just total inanity. It just. Boy, this was rough. This was a very rough film to get through. It's 61 minutes, man. It felt like 161.
Jesus Christ! Wow. All right, Raven Shadow. Let's pile on because I know what you think. I can guess your line of thinking here.
Actors were given jobs, and there was film, and they probably did what they were told. I kind of gotta align with MZ on this, man. Like, I get some similarities or not similarities, references to some Evil Dead gimmicks.
Obviously.
Right. That's fair. I think it's funny that a complete edition is only 61 minutes. So maybe I didn't know it was a collection of shorts. But Ufa.
No, Ugana is his last name.
Ugana. No, I think that's what I said. It's Ufa. Like, it was a lot. So I didn't know, were they like Japanese demons running amok?
Yes, they were, of course.
Okay, well, they were Japanese demons running amok.
Yeah, how do you? I mean, the horns didn't give it away.
It was gross at times.
It's very gross.
Very gross.
Very gross.
At times. I did not like the gross Japanese demons throwing up bile and feeding it to the few human survivors. Gross. I didn't like the Japanese demon Stockholm syndrome, where they would live amongst the Japanese demons throwing up and eating their own bile. Gross. I didn't like that a subtitle flick still had several dialogue that involved
It sounds like the Canor. Jeez.
gross. First impression.
So let me get this straight. Was it gross?
It was kind of gross, Wolfie.
Okay. So, all right, let me get my first impression. So me picking the film, I knew coming in that this was going to be a weird one. Like, that's kind of why I picked it. And also, December double feature cram jam. I figured I'd give you guys a break and have an hour film in there. So
thank you, Wolfie.
I was thinking of you guys, but this is as I said, 3 short films. They all are linked together. They have similar characters or same characters, depending on which one. And it is very odd. It has Lloyd Kaufman in it. And you don't know why things are happening. I will say that. I'll agree with you that the story it tells is pretty easy. What you see on screen, though, they go to check on a friend who hasn't been heard from. They keep calling him. He's not answering. They go see the friend. Everything seems normal. He's like, like we don't know what the friend is like, but he's just kind of like really kind of disassociated and like not really responsive. But then one of the friends gets turned into a demon because we hear like some, I thought that was a cool scene when when she gets turned into the demon. It was like you see like go ahead, what?
Oh yeah, I was saying yes.
Okay. So I thought that was cool. And then all of a sudden she's smacking her head against the fucking wall, and the friends hear that. They're like, what's going on? They come and see her, and she's smacking her head against the wall, and she starts like cackling like, like, and then there's this whole fucking crazy scene where like she's like vomiting bile on the one friend, and the other friend is like trying to like get her off the other friend. Not yeah. And what's that? Would that be a different? That would be a different film, huh?
Yeah.
And yeah. So it's there's no real story. It's just like setup. It's just okay. Well, this person is going to turn into a demon, like a demon zombie, like kind of like a deadite, because deadites aren't zombies. They're not necessarily demons. It's there's a possession going on, but because you can turn back to normal,
right,
like as we saw with like with Ash. And so anyways, but there's it's just wacky. It's wacky, and it's silly, and it's gory, and it's bloody, and it's got some questionable effects at times, but other times I thought that they were kind of endearing. Like the one where the girl gets her head cut off and then grows fucking legs. It looks really bad, but it's kind of like fun. It's like, yeah, okay. Like, I get it. Okay. And then the second one, I love the second one where the dude is like, he's like, hey, dude, buddy, there's a knife behind you. And like, he's helping this guy get untied, and he helps the guy get up, and then he gets up, and then half of his face is fucking torn off. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Like this whole time, it was like a gag, like all of a sudden the dude is helping him like get the fucking ropes off and untie himself for like 5 minutes, a good 5 minutes. And then like he does. And then the dude comes to help him, and he's like, no, get away from me. I don't want it. He's like, I don't want your help. And he's like tied up in this fucking like what do they call it? Like shibari or something, like the whole, like the fucking rope gimmick where you like, people tie each other up and, and like
right, they're all entwined.
Sexy ways. Yeah. Like he's got this fucking, I just thought, who the fuck is going to tie the dude up like that? I just thought that was ludicrous, like in a funny way. And then that whole bit, and then the guy finally turns into like the demon thing or whatever, and then he tries to get away, and then the girl from the first one shows up to save him, and she has like the chainsaw hand, like homage to Ash. And then the dude goes and writes a fucking punk rock song about the girl saving him, and he just wants to find the girl to play the song because he wrote the song about her. And I don't know. I just thought that was like ridiculous and like charming and silly and like gory and filled with grue. And like, what about the dude? Oh, okay. So this is the second one when the dude gets untied, and all of a sudden he starts vomiting that like, what was it, like blue or purple liquid? He's like, bleh, bleh. He's like, buddy, are you okay? Bleh. Yeah, I'm fine. Bleh. Like he just kept doing it. It was like a good, like, I don't know, 3 minutes of him just bleh, bleh. And like even now, I can't. It's just fucking. It's silly. That's it. It's not intended to be a serious thing. You're not intended to like take it a certain way. It's just a fucking ridiculous thing. And I love some of the camera work, and I love some of the gags and whatnot, like the eyes, and I don't know, like it's not gonna be a fucking top 13 film. It's not gonna win any awards, but it's a ridiculous, silly, bloody movie that has Lloyd Kaufman in it. And I thought for sure MZ was gonna love this because of that.
the fact that you're validating this movie.
I'm not validating it. I'm just speaking my opinion.
Yeah, but your opinion is validating this movie. It's first of all, I didn't know Lloyd was in this movie until he appeared, and I'm like,
Well, I did mention last week that he was.
I don't remember.
Yeah, well, you don't listen to me, so it's all right.
Hey, I from memory loss. Okay, so, but when I saw Lloyd on the screen, and I'm like, of course Lloyd has his hands on this. Of course he does.
Well, far be it from Lloyd to not take part in a A-list picture.
Well, he's always out there.
Lloyd is an A-lister.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate that. And this is independent filmmaking, very cheap independent filmmaking. It shows the fact that these people are actors. You know, they may not even be actors. They're just probably people who just want to get together and make a movie. You know,
They may have been real demons.
But I just found the like you said, Wolfie, there's no story involved.
No, it's just a premise. It's a premise. It's like, yeah, like this thing happens. Like she removes like the paper on the wall, which probably is what caused the demon outbreak. Like 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 it's just a silly thing. And then like that whole bit of like your tea is getting cold. Like in the first one was ridiculous. That's all it is. I mean, if it's not intended to be taken like seriously, like it's just a silly movie.
Of course not, but I mean, there's got to be something worthwhile in it. Gore movies are made just strictly for gore, and that's what this is. This is a gore movie, and for the most part, not all the time, but I'd say maybe 90% of the time, acting in straight up gore films, especially homemade gore films, are the acting really, really stinks. Okay. But this is on a way different level. And it's not only that it's bad, but it's annoying as well. All you get is the laughing and the laughing and the laughing. And then there's times where multiple demons or whatever you want to call them are laughing in unison. And that's like, oh my God, this shit is so goddamn annoying. And on top of that, the effects are not that great. There's even like CGI blood going on that's trying to mix in with the regular blood. And it just gives off a really shitty visual. Like these people aren't even trying.
What about the homage to Kubrick at the end?
Oh, Wolfie, I fucking popped for you.
Well, when I saw that, I'm like, I wonder what Wolfie's going to say.
Yeah,
That's what I said. My opinion doesn't matter as far as that goes. My opinion doesn't even matter. It's yours that I'm interested in.
I thought it was fucking funny. Like, I mean, that is a holy grail film to me. So of course, I take it with anything that references it, like seriously. But this film is just so ridiculous that it knew that it was. So it was like, you know what can we do to be beyond ridiculous? Let's pull in a fucking monolith from 2001 and let's add that, because why the fuck not? This movie is so crazy. Why not? I mean, believe me, I'm not. It's going to be hard for me to recommend this film to people because this is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. That is absolutely certain. It's difficult to say, oh my God, you got to fucking check this out. It's, but if you're looking for something silly and gory and bloody and ridiculous, then you should check it out. That's what I would say.
I mean, it's all those things, but unlike, say, the Plague of Zombie films, right?
Mm-hmm.
which it's fair to say that's probably in our show pantheon, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
We love the Plague of Zombie films.
Yeah.
Not Casablanca, right?
No, I mean those films. I think it has that je ne sais quoi. You know, that thing. The passion is on display. Like you can tell they were so fucking passionate about making this film. When we're talking about Plague of Zombie, that absolutely it comes across. And yes, they didn't have a great budget. Yes, they didn't have access to great actors per se, but they do what they can to make the best film possible. And they did.
They had a great theme song, and they had the Argentinian Shawn Michaels.
Yes, I mean you can't go wrong with that.
You can't.
John West, he's the best.
He's the best. John West. Oh, we should fucking watch that movie.
Should cover that song. That should be our intro.
Should cover that song. I got my bongos.
What was it? Butt Bongo Fiesta? Was that the Howard Stern?
Bongo Fiesta. Yeah. You can't do that anymore. Now I thought the makeup was great. Like the demon makeup was pretty fucking awesome.
You know what's funny? And sorry to interrupt, but I could see this taking place in the world of Lion Girl.
Yeah, yeah. They
Maybe they're like
anoraks
that like just kind of dumb anoraks or something.
Yeah, fair. Like this is like the outskirts, of stuff. I think it was all the vomiting that I think I hate a lot of demon vomit more than I hate home invasions.
Demon vomit.
Yeah. But I get it. Like it's gonna work or it's not. Like I said, I'm not Japanese. I'm like, maybe I'm missing something.
You're not Japanese?
I'm not.
What the fuck?
But I'm willing to learn.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah, I'm open. But there wasn't a huge narrative through line.
No.
Right. There was some great, pops for stuff. It's 61 minutes. What are you gonna do? But I think, and I'm joking about it, but I thought the way the demon spoke was kind of creepy. Yeah, and it was like, and they did kind of like have inflection in their voice. But I thought I was talking to Marion last night. How it's either in subtitled of Japanese and then just fucking demon speak, like fucking whatever the fuck. Like, how was that scripted? I'm kind of fascinated by that. But they made a gory movie with cool effects. There's a chick that had fucking demon Japanese zombie chainsaw hands.
2 of them, yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's weird.
Anything else?
They say it was gross yet?
No, I don't think you did.
The vomiting. I don't like vomiting. In real life or in films.
Yeah. I know. I know you don't. I think you mentioned that before.
That's fair. I get dry heaves sometimes. That's probably not good. But yeah, the fucking monologue. What the fuck? What the fuck was that 2001 shit? It's 61 minutes.
It's ridiculous. It's just
right.
It's just ridiculous.
It was a big giant fucking monolith that kind of reminded me of like X Factor's ship. They took from Apocalypse back in the fucking late 90s run, and the little aliens with the boombox. That was fucking weird.
Was did you want Turbo and oh shit, what was the other dude's name in Beat Street?
Oh, you doing a B Street reference?
Yeah. Well, fuck, what were their names? Oh, me. You know what? Oh shit. I think I'm thinking of Breaking. Yeah.
We should do Rad. No, Thrashing.
Breaking was Ozone and Turbo. That's it. Fucking Breaking. Oh, you know, this is completely unrelated to this, but for some reason, I saw today an article that Master P. You know Master P.
Yeah.
Nah. I guess his son is a basketball player, and like he's a college basketball player. He scored like 68 points in a game recently or something like that, which is ridiculous. So I thought that was pretty fucking awesome.
Did they give him a fucking $700 million contract?
He might. I don't know. Who knows? Man, I kind of want to watch Beat Street and Breaking sometime. I haven't seen him in years. Turbo and Ozone, man.
I remember speaking of Ozone,
Shabadoo.
there was a G.I. Joe episode during the DIC era where I think Cobra tried to
oh yeah, I think
it was to stop the ozone layer. They tried to make a product called No Zone where you could put it on you and it would keep you from the ultraviolet rays. And they had a song called No Zone, No Zone, No Zone. Yeah, you had to be there.
All right, well, MZ just fucking walked away. So, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Shows right up.
Yeah, he's back. You know what's awesome is Blue Beetle movie. That was good.
Shut up. All right. Well, I mean, I don't think there's too much more to say.
No.
And I think MZ went to go brush his teeth. You getting ready for bed, MZ?
I took a out.
Oh, okay. That's acceptable. I can't make fun of that.
Is that Russian for jerking off?
Russian? I think it would be a euphemism. I don't think euphemism is strictly Russian.
Well, I was quoting Red Heat when the Schwarzenegger Red Heat, not the Linda Blair Red Heat, when he had the quote. What's that?
That's Chained Heat.
No, there was a Red Heat was a women in prison movie.
Yeah, Chained Heat.
No, it's what I said. There's Chained Heat. Maybe that had Linda Blair, but there was a Red Heat movie.
He's right. Linda Blair's in Red Heat.
Oh, okay.
From 1985, an American woman visiting her fiancé in West Germany is caught up with a defecting spy and captured by those in the East. After brutal interrogation, she is placed in a prison along with a sadistic guard and inmates. As she tries to survive in a world of deprivation and rhymes with ape, her fiancé fights his own bureaucracy in an attempt to find her. Linda Blair, Sylvia Christel, William Ostrander.
Oh, wow.
Elizabeth.
Original Manuel.
Is that who? Sylvia?
Yeah, Sylvia Christel was the original Manuel.
There you go.
Yep.
Look at that. Of course you guys would know that. Everyone's like, yep.
Yeah, don't fucking tell me, bro.
You know it's funny. I was just looking at the movies to pick. Trying to like narrow in on which ones to pick for next week. And there is a new Emmanuel film. It's called Emmanuel's Revenge. I don't know if it's tied to it, but
oh shit.
It's let's see. A rich playboy spends his time recklessly playing with women. After seducing and dropping model Francesca, he becomes infatuated with the mysterious Emmanuel, who proves to be equally deceitful and has a more sinister agenda.
Oh shit, who's the goose now? I will say the far superior entry was the series Emmanuel in Space.
No, come on.
No, it was.
No, come on.
And that featured the woman that was in Smallville season 2 as the substitute teacher when Clark got his heat vision because she was hot and sweaty. I think she also dated Clooney too before he dated the what's her face from WWE.
Stacy Keibler.
Oh, Keibler. That's right.
Yeah. Didn't expect this conversation.
No, I thought I recognized. What's that, MZ?
Get back to what we were talking about.
Yeah, Emmanuel.
No.
All right, fine. Fine. All right. Well,
Bro.
Fuck off, I guess. Yeah.
Fuck ourselves.
Go fuck myself. All right. So I think we could probably do the verdict. What do you think?
Yeah, that would be best.
All right. Well, let me see here. Still, I'm trying to pick out the second film for next week. I have some stuff. Just trying to make sure it's available and all that. All right. So let's do the verdict for Visitors. I think it's pretty obvious, but let's make it official.
Trick or treat, baby. I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right. Verdict time. We'll let you know whether Visitors Complete Edition was a trick or a treat. And then any final thoughts. Let's kick it over to MZ.
This movie was stupid. Trick.
Okay. Raven Shadow.
Well, we thank you for the length of this picture. Evil Dead vibes, yes. Especially early on. There's a cabin in the woods scene. I get it. It just didn't work for me. I thought the makeup was fine. I'm sure the actors did what they were told. What are you going to do? It just wasn't. It didn't work for me, but I appreciate the effort and the initiative,
The enthusiasms.
the enthusiasms and the plucky spirit. But this was a trick for me.
Okay. It's hard. I mean, this one it's silly. Like as a film and as a narrative feature, like it's hard to be like, oh, like this is on the same page as all these other films, or like, yes, this is really, like to say like, we watched Onyx the Fortuitous last week. We all like that. It's hard to really put this in the same sort of like, we do Trick or Treat. We have some minor variations, so it's difficult to say this is a treat and it's in the same line as some other films. But you know what? When it comes down to it, I will say for this one, I wasn't totally keyed in on everything because there wasn't a lot of plot to follow. It's just things happening. But I laughed enough times and thought it was ridiculous enough to say that this is a treat. This is more on the treat side than it is on the trick side. And for it feels like something Troma would have released, and that's why I was so shocked that MZ just wasn't in on it, because like I know narratively it's just not really much to it, but I thought you like Fatty Drives the Bus, like there's not a lot of plot to that,
but it was entertaining.
Yes, but you were talking about the narrative and the plot, and there's just not much in Fatty Drives the Bus. And there's one fucking scene that replays 30 times? What was it? What was it? A knife dropping or something? I forget. Like an axe? What was that?
There's a couple of scenes that they replay numerous times. The axe drop.
Yeah, that was the big one. Yeah, the axe drop, I think.
But the axe drop.
But regardless, I don't want to inject that into this. But so for me, it's a ridiculous fun movie, and it's definitely not gonna end up on a best of list. It may not even make the top 30. Whatever. But it is. I think it's from a director who has a lot of chops. Like I think there was a lot of really cool stuff in this. In terms of the way it was filmed, the gore on screen, I thought there was a lot of really interesting things. And I feel like maybe if he either works on a feature length narrative, or does someone else's script, I think he could do a really good job because he's got an interesting style, I think. And I hope that does happen because I think I'd like to see him do more. But yeah, it's a crazy, ridiculous movie. Everyone's mileage is going to vary. There's absolutely going to be people who feel like their time was wasted, even though it's an hour. And there's going to be people who think it's a fucking hoot. And I was more on that side. I thought it was ridiculous and fun. Some of the situations, just thinking back, just make me laugh. That dude fucking tied up in the fucking elaborate ropes sitting there, and he's telling this other dude how to to grab the knife and cut his ropes. And then the dude gets up and half of his face is fucking torn off. And he's like, don't come near me. I don't want your help. Like, after all that, then he writes a song about this fucking demon girl who saves him with 2 chainsaw hands. And he's looking for her for a year. He looks for her for a fucking year so he can show her the song. I don't know. That's funny to me. But everyone's got their own sense of humor. It worked for me. Didn't work for these guys. So there you go. Your mileage will definitely vary. But it is an hour long. It is streaming for free. Well, if you have Screenbox, that is. On Screenbox. So give it a look and check it out. Visitors. Complete edition. And I think on Screenbox, I think it's just known as Visitors. So, all right. Well, there you go. Go check it out if you want. If you don't, whatever. All right. Let me see what we're doing for next week. All right. Let's see here. Well, I know one of them. The other one might be a little bit more difficult here to shit. I don't know if it's out yet or not. But okay, next week MZ is going to be excited about this.
Sure.
About that.
Well, no, I know you will be. Sorry, just looking something up real quick on the other computer here. Okay. So first up, we will be doing a film, an anthology film. MZ, actually, you asked about this one a few months ago.
Oh, Snoop.
But it just got a release. I don't know, I think it was weeks. It might have been last month. It might have been 2 months ago, actually. I forget. But anyways, got added to the list. We have an opportunity. And so next week, we will be doing the horror anthology Satanic Hispanics. Features shorts from Alejandro Bruges, Mike Mendez, who did Big Ass Spider and other films we've done, Gigi Saul Guerrero, who did the VHS 85, the one with the earthquake and the Mayan sort of dude in the basement. Eduardo Sanchez, MZ knows as one of the guys behind the Blair Witch, and Damien Rugna, who did When Evil Lurks. That fucking Lifetime happy-go-lucky movie, When Evil Lurks. And he also did Terrified. So I'm looking forward to this. Satanic Hispanics. And I've been seeing it's been getting some pretty good buzz, too. Also, Raven Shadow, it's got your boy. What was his fucking name? Hold on. Shit. He was Snap Wexley in Star Wars and the sequel movies. Do you know him?
Pachman.
Matt Parkman. Parkman.
From the Heroes.
Yes, from the Heroes. Hey, that's a Corando tie-in, right?
Yeah. He's down with Corando.
Yeah. So Parkman. Yeah, he played Matt Parkman. That is Greg Grunberg is in the picture for next week.
Oh, the great Greg Rundle.
Grunberg.
Oh, Grunberg.
Yeah. And God damn it. What am I going to do for the second one? It's so hard. You know what? We go to voice message. I'll figure out during the voice message. How about that? So first up, we're doing Satanic Hispanics. I will verify that the other ones are available. But we do have, it's actually a twofer. We get 2 voicemails from First Time Mike.
Oh, shit.
The brother to end all brothers, Raven Shadow.
Such a brother. Brother rating out of 10.
If someone had a brother rating less than a 10, would you say that? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything.
That's fine. You get brother rating out of 5, and that's okay too. It's a different measure.
So would you actually say that if like one of our listeners, would you say, "Oh, brother rating out of 5"? Would you say that?
Let me hear the voice message first, and then I'll answer.
All right, fair enough. All right, so you know what? Let's begin with this one. So he gives some thoughts on Lovecraft. So this is potentially based on our discussion on H.P. Lovecraft on our most recent Patreon show. So let's see what the brother has to say. First time Mike, here he is.
What's up, Trick or Treat family? This is First Time Mike. Hope everything is well with you. I have a couple thoughts about H.P. Lovecraft, which you guys talked about in your Patreon entry for this month, and I am a huge Lovecraft fan. I've been a fan of his probably since I was 11, 12-year-old when I was drawn to reading Lovecraft through my role-playing hobby. And Dragon Magazine had ads for Call of Cthulhu by Chaosium, which is a horror role-playing game where you played investigators in the 1920s, like Lovecraft stories. And through that, who's this Lovecraft guy? So I went to the library, read some of his stuff, and I was hooked because I just thought, his prose was elaborate but interesting. It was kind of dark and horrible. Grisly ends were had, and I thought it was really interesting, so I became a Lovecraft fan. Just a couple things that I gotta say about Lovecraft is I give him Lovecraft. He created a mythology, that goes just beyond his works. Stephen King has a lot of interconnected stories, but Lovecraft created a mythology that survived him. He invited his friends to write stories using his creation, his gods, and he wrote stories back about his friends. He put when he helped somebody, he was a ghostwriter for people. He put a lot of his ideas in races and monsters in other people's works, and it just grew. When he passed away, the people that he inspired both wrote stories and inspired other people to write stories. So he created something that lasted way beyond himself. And the Cthulhu mythos wasn't even coined by him. It was coined by his protege, August Derleth, that used that as a source. And it just grew. So there's a lot of the cosmic horror either references him directly or is inspired by his works. And it can all be fit into this universe of dark gods and a universe that just doesn't care about you. One other interesting thing, his wife, Sonia Green, just double checking the fact, I noticed it on Wikipedia, and I remember this. His wife was both of Jewish descent and Russian / Ukrainian heritage. So for somebody that was very xenophobic, it was interesting that he married somebody like that, considering how racist he was.
Agreed, yeah.
And I wonder if it tempered some of his fiction towards the end of his life. We'll never know. Also, a quick fun fact is that the Conan stories by Robert E. Howard, by some people, are also considered part of Lovecraft's larger mythos, because some of the things like Volusia and Hyperborea are referenced by either Lovecraft or some of their other mutual friends that play in those universes. So, hey, Conan could have there could have been a story maybe of Conan fighting Cthulhu with sword with a sword, which would have been actually very cool. But it's just one of those strange little facts that I always find enjoyable. Robert E. Howard wrote a bunch of really good Cthulhu Mythos stories that have been collected several times. Well worth the searching out. But this is first time, Mike. I just wanted to talk a little bit about some Lovecraft. Wishing everybody all the best during the holidays. But I will probably do a voicemail next week too. But hey, enjoy the December Cram Jam. This is first time Mike saying good night. First time Mike drop out. Bye.
Yeah. So great voice message, and yeah, I think we talked a little bit about Lovecraft marrying a Jewish woman, and I remember later on, like when he found out like some of the actual things going on with, in Germany, and he's someone he knew, someone close to him. I don't know if it was his wife or a neighbor or something like that, knew someone that was, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I forget all the details, but, they were affected by what was happening in World War II and in the concentration camp or something like that. And so he kind of changed his tune a little bit. And I think we talked about he sort of later in his life started to become a little bit more progressive. And I think he maybe had started to reevaluate some of that stuff. But we talk about that a little bit more in detail on the Patreon show. So if you guys are supporters, pay $2 or more, you can hear it. So give that a look. All right. First Time Mike has another voice message, and it's a final one for the show. So let's check in with First Time Mike and see what he has to say in the second one.
What's up, Trick or Treat family? This is First Time Mike. Just want to say, tell you people about Steven Scarlatta's podcast, In the Shadow of the Neon Maniacs, is a great listen. It's right now on your favorite podcast feed of choice. Of course, Steven, friend of the show, maker of the great Jodorowsky's Dune, and co-host of the fun podcast Best Movies Never Made. This is a in-depth dive into the world of the Neon Maniacs. The first 3 episodes are out now, and they're great. Some good, solid chewing listening to, and it's really fascinating to see how he talks about the original vision of the movie and what they eventually got. Great listen to. I firmly recommend it. Again, In the Shadow of the Neon Maniacs. Check it out on your podcast, where you get your podcast of choice. This is First Time Mike saying good night and watch out for them Neon Maniacs. First Time Mike drop out. Bye.
Yeah, I've been meaning to check that out. In the Shadow of the Neon Maniacs. Our boy Stevie Scarlatta dropped that fucking podcast.
Double S.
It's funny because the reason that movie came to sort of be in our sphere is because of Steven.
Sure.
He had said we were the Neon Maniacs of podcasting, which I still feel is like the greatest compliment anyone's ever given us.
That's pretty good. And with all the information the FTM dropped, also the plug for Steven Scarlatta and the reference to Dragon Magazine, brother rating out of 10.
Yeah. Brother rating out of 10.
Yeah, brother rating out of 10.
So yeah, I think I definitely gotta check it out. And Raven Chow, you should check out I haven't listened to the episodes recently, but I think you'd like Best Movies Never Made.
I keep seeing it pop up in the feed, so I gotta subscribe to that.
You can just you can pick out the ones that about the movies you want to check out, or meaning the movies that interest you. I mean, not that you can check them out because they were never made, but you get me.
No, for sure. That's what I've been doing. Like, I'll just fucking just smoke a bowl and do chores and listen to podcasts and shit. That's what I'm into.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry. Can we edit that first part out?
No.
All right.
Okay, so the next movie we're gonna pick, I decided because it is available. It's actually on Screenbox once again. I didn't realize it was on there. It's also for rent. I see you can rent it on YouTube. as well. So if you don't have Screenbox, you just want to do the rental. But you know what? Like for the amount you pay for a rental, you could probably get Screenbox for a month. I think it's pretty cheap these days. Let me actually see. Let me see how much it cost. Okay, so it's close. $6.99 a month. That's the monthly premium, or you can do by an annual subscription, and you get to save like 30% if you pay up front. So you do $60 a year or $6.99 a month, and they've had a lot of good stuff. Like we've done a Screenbox movie, I think every single week this month so far, and I guess that'll continue. I'm not even planning that. That's just the way it's going,
See, that could be the move. You getting fucking gift cards for Christmas. You get those Amex American Express gift cards. You know what I mean? 25 space bucks from your nana. Fucking buy a fucking subscription, or even buy the also option for the Trick or Treat Radio annual subscription to Patreon. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to do.
Speaking of, I just actually went to Screenbox just because I was looking to see if that was available. And the number one movie on Screenbox right now, Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls.
Probably because of Trick or Treat Radio, and probably because Marion bought the Blu-ray today.
Well, that actually doesn't count for Screenbox, Raven Shadow. You have to stream it for it to count.
I have a hard time with counting.
No shit. All right, so next week, the other movie we're going to do, it is a movie called Devils. And so Devils is a South Korean film. And I read something about it that I don't know if it's a spoiler, so I won't say. But it has elements of another film that we all like. So I just won't say, just in case it's like a surprise thing. But Devils, South Korean, from director Kim Jae-hoon. I don't think we've done any films. Yeah, no, this is the first film from Kim Jae-hoon. So we definitely haven't done any. But the synopsis: a determined homicide detective assigned to take down a ring of serial killers who has a personal motivation as one of the victims is his own brother-in-law. So we will do Devils, and we will do Satanic Hispanics. So Satanic Hispanics, I believe, is just on VOD, and Devils is on Screenbox, or you can get it on VOD as well. There you have it. That's what we're doing next week. All right, we get it. Oh my God, why do we gotta fucking put an end to this December bullshit. We're doing another over 3 hours. This is bullshit. MZ's he's gonna quit the show again. He's gonna flip tables. He's gonna turn more lights off. He's gonna look more surly than he already does. So we gotta stop this. And next week we have 2 episodes in a row, for Thursday and Friday.
Oh shit!
So let's remind me that I said this. Let's cut down the intro next week, okay?
Timestamp.
Like that'll do any good.
Well, we'll see. All right, well, that's gonna do it then, because we gotta wrap this up. I actually wanted to go to bed early tonight, but that ain't happening. All right. So let's say our goodbyes, starting with Monster Zero.
There's your douchebags.
I just heard Doochie douchebags. Doochie. That's the Doochie on the...
Yeah, fucking Danny Bonner douchebags.
All right, Raven Shadow.
Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on, go to bed.
All right. I'm going to go to bed. No, I'm not. I got to get the fucking podcast up. God damn it. Unless you want to do it, Raven Shadow. You want to upload it
I'll
this
be
week?
producer now.
All right. Producer Raven Shadow. All right. Well, that is going to do it. So we appreciate you guys tuning in as always. And remember, Friday, December 22nd, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be teaming up with the Zombie Girls, and we will be doing Krampus Knocked 2 Electric Funkaloo. I don't know. We'll think of something. Party for the Naughty. So make your plans to check that out. And then next week, come back here and join us on Thursday. We got a twofer, Thursday, Friday, 2 live shows in a row. Next Thursday, we'll be talking about Satanic Hispanics. oh my God, we're doing a fucking anthology film. Why did I do this to us? An anthology film does always take longer to review. All right, so next week we're definitely cutting the intro. Satanic Hispanics and the South Korean film from 2023. Make sure you're watching the right one because there's other films named Devils, called Devils.
Oh, what the fuck?
So Satanic Hispanics, Devils. We'll be doing both those films next week. Come back, join us, leave us a voice message. Go buy your Nana something nice for the holidays. Whatever else. Whatever the fuck, as Raven Shadow says. All right. That's it. See everyone. I don't know. For Christ's sakes, close your butthole. Whatever. Bye.
Close your